Hey, Stephanie, how you doing? Hang on a second. Let's see here. There you go. Hey, Caroline, how you doing? I just put it up, Steph. Caroline, why don't you come up tonight? You don't need to put your show your face. Hey, Steph, how you doing?
Hello, hello. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I just ordered DoorDash.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because that's just I didn't want to have to go get something to eat. I knew you were going live, and I thought, screw it. It's worth what? The $6? Excuse me, the $6 to be delivered. So.
I would have done that too if it was an option out here.
Yeah, it's nice. And, sometimes when you just don't, because I watched Faith today and I'm just exhausted. Yeah, it's worth a few dollars so you don't have to go out,
Yeah.
Yeah,
How's
and
little
I am
Faith
just,
doing?
oh, she's doing good. She's always good with me. You know how kids, they act different around different people. The minute her mother gets home, she starts acting up,
Right.
But yeah, Sarah's going to let me know. She took her to the doctor today, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no.
Caroline wants to know what you ordered.
Oh, I ordered, I don't know if you guys have taco times there.
No.
Oh, okay, Taco Time. It's like a Americanized Mexican, but it's pretty good. I ordered soft taco, and then they have Mexi fries, which are like tater tots.
Yeah.
And a Diet Coke. That's my order.
Hi, girl.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll it's nice because they send you notices and and then they let you know when they're close to your house, so then I can go outside and pick it up.
Oh, good.
But Tom, one more thing. When I text you, we really can't talk about it on here, but that thing you gave me is very interesting.
Oh, really? You like it?
Yeah. I did a couple, and but uh, yeah, it's not really accurate. I mean, it shows things that are done, but not everything. You know what I
Right.
mean?
No, yeah, you get
Yeah,
what you pay for on that.
yeah, but it does give you an idea, though.
It does. It's better than
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, it's better than nothing. So,
Did you get
yeah, so
anything
that's
good?
pretty.
Did you get anything good?
Um, oh, yeah, I did get a couple interesting things
Good.
about the, yeah.
Good.
So, yeah, we'll talk some other
Yeah,
time
okay.
about it,
All right.
but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it is. Oh God, I know. But so what did you do today?
Today I got up early. I was actually done with the grass at 9:20. I got up at
Oh,
6:30. I've been
really?
going to bed earlier. Yeah, and then I did some stuff around here. Put away, organized a bunch of books, and I got a lot done today. Actually, all by 1 o'clock.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Nice.
Even though I'm a night person, I get more done
Uh-huh.
if you know how it is. You get an early start. You got a bunch of shit done at noon. You're feeling good, and all of a sudden you're doing things you wouldn't have done otherwise. You can make kind of a game out of it. Yeah,
Right.
I get.
I love I get up early. I love getting up. I'm up between 5 and 6, even if I go to bed at midnight.
No,
Um
no,
uh
see, if I get up like that and I do that, I'm so tired. I don't feel like doing anything. Like I don't
oh,
feel like
okay, so
reading. I can drive somewhere, but I'm not doing any physical work or reading anything. I find when I'm tired, I don't want to read because I, I don't like remember it like I want to. And if I get
right.
like if I did what you did, like got up at went to bed at 12, got up at 5, I almost feel like a little bit sick. Yeah, I need
Oh,
at least 7 hours, preferably 8.
ah,
You know, hey,
yeah.
you know that town. Mary doesn't live there, but it's not far from her. It's a nice town, Traverse City. It's kind of high end, big, very popular summer place. Well, there's a lady that's kind of a semi-famous motivational speaker, and her husband, in addition to her doing that, owned a place called Morsels, like a little place downtown where you could get like coffee, cupcake, and shit like that. But it was like high
Uh-huh.
end. It was good stuff. Like if you were in a real nice area. And back in June, they caught him with cameras in the girls' changing room.
Oh,
Teenage girls,
really?
yeah. And he got
Oh my,
sentenced. Now up there, a lot of money, not a lot of crime. So elected officials. So I knew they were going to stick it to him. And there's no defense against that. They checked his computer and found where he bought the cameras on eBay. I thought this guy is super fucked. And sure enough, the prosecutor didn't offer any deal. Why? Because that's an elected position too. So everybody's paying attention to how much you're going to shove it up this guy's ass, which he deserves. You can't be doing that weird shit, right? But today
right.
they sentenced him. Now here's a guy that had it fucking made. He really did. Good kids, a wife, nice community. Guess how much time he got?
What?
This
I
isn't in
don't know.
jail. This isn't in jail. This is in prison.
Prison, maybe, well, maybe like 10 years or
Four,
something.
4 to 7.
Wow.
I know. God.
Oh
Yeah, I
man.
know. And here, it just, if it was time for a motivational speech, it's now. He's gone for 4 years. He's got kids. His wife, and I mean, this shit's going to be brought up forever. I mean,
Right.
do you divorce the guy? Do you try to work it out?
No, Tom, I mean, yeah, why even do it? I mean,
I think it's
I
just
don't
like
know.
these. I think it's like all these strong urges. You know, you and I could go out.
Yeah.
You and I could go out to happy hour and get
Eh,
the same thrills that. And happy hour wouldn't interest a guy like that. They like that sneaky,
No.
weird shit, and nothing
Yeah.
else does it.
No, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Sneaky shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Weird shit. And these
Yeah.
girls were underaged.
Oh yeah. See, yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
knew they were going to sock it to him.
Oh
And then, you know,
yeah.
here's the thing: you're a registered sex offender the rest of your life.
Yep.
I mean, how do you come back to a community like that?
Yeah, I know. I don't
So,
know.
if
But
their marriage makes it, what do you pack up the kids and move when you're left? You're leaving a place where you had it made.
right.
Yeah, just setting up.
Yeah.
I tell you, if I did that, if I was married to someone, and let's say they did some shit like that, I think I'd have to divorce them because all of a sudden their problem turns into yours.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how those
Yeah,
that
I know.
compulsive behavior is. So you could go the Christian route and give them a big hug, hey, lucid, and forgive them. But there's certain things I don't think I could forgive somebody for.
Oh, I know. No, I couldn't either. I mean, how embarrassing for the family.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
And you know,
yeah,
who knows?
no, that
I don't know if his kids are girls or boys or what, but you know, if your kids ever spent nights over there, you got to be worried.
oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
even being the wife, I mean, wouldn't you worry about your own children too?
Well, I mean, I've read a lot on this stuff, and I don't think so.
Mm.
You know, a lot of these guys, these serial killers, they chop these people up and stuff, and they got kids and wives, and they're known as good men in their community. Anytime they catch one of these wackos like the Unabomber, Son of Sam, the neighbors always just love them. Green River Killer, bunch of them. They're not like, oh, I thought something was off with that guy.
I know.
John Wayne Gacy,
Yeah.
he did home remodeling, and they said he was a year behind in the work. He got so many referrals. But if you think about it, I mean, that's apples and oranges. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. So what? You're good at home remodeling. I mean, what does that have to do with raping and chopping up kids and burying them under your house?
Yeah. I've met people that
Sociopath.
are I've met people that are creepy.
Yeah.
Can you
Yep.
hear me, Tom?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay. Just something about them, gives you the creeps.
Yeah.
I've met people like that, and yeah, stayed away because I know you don't agree with the gut feeling type thing, but I've had gut feelings that have saved me before. So, I mean, not from a murder or anything like that,
Yeah.
but just maybe meeting somebody and then later on finding out that they did something. So sometimes you do get that.
Yeah.
And so I believe in that.
But I think that gut feelings are like, hey, Brian, I think gut feelings are like, when people go to the casino and they win, they tell you about it. And when they go to
Yeah.
the casino and lose their ass, they don't say a word. They don't tell anybody. And I think that's
Oh,
what
of
gut
course.
feelings are like. You get it broke off in your ass, you're not telling anybody about that.
Right.
So it gives a false batting average to the people that you're telling it to. Gut feeling. Fuck, if I wish I did have a gut feeling. There's also all sorts of shit I wouldn't have done.
Oh, I've never had gut feelings about winning or anything like that.
No, but I
Um,
mean, you see the people that go into the slot machines and wipe the glass with their finger.
oh God, I know. Isn't that
Fucking
it?
nuts.
Yeah. And no offense to the Asian people, but a lot of Asian women do that.
Yeah.
They because I when I had money working, I would go to the casino a lot, and they hit the screen, they rub it,
Yeah.
they point at it when
Yeah.
it's spinning, um, all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Are you putting a spell on the
Yeah.
machine?
No, I know it's stupid.
I mean, it's so stupid, Tom. And then, when I gamble, I don't like to sit there and chit chat with
No,
the
me neither.
people around
No,
me.
me neither.
And it was it was terrible. I used to, because my mother, she lost her hearing, and
Yeah.
I just pretended I couldn't hear them
Yeah, I don't blame you.
because I wasn't there to because a lot of people that sit and play, they're drinking and they want to yell and they want to talk to you and tell
Yeah.
you all this shit.
Mhm.
Excuse me. I mean, I don't care,
Now, can you smoke in casinos there?
Um, they have a smoking building. Now our casino now they've expanded so big. I haven't been there since they put the hotel up, but they used to have a big smoking section and then a non-smoking.
Gotcha.
So it was completely separate. And it was so funny. I remember I won more in the no smoking than I did in the smoking. So I mean, it didn't bother me that I couldn't smoke. I was winning, so I didn't care.
Yeah. And even in the
So
smoking section, it's pretty good filters.
oh yeah, the ventilation is unreal.
It's not like
You-
being in an airplane in the old days.
Oh no! Oh God, remember that? Remember when you
Yeah, I
could
do.
smoke on it? Oh my God, I remember that too.
Your eyes would hurt.
Well, it didn't bother me because I'm a smoker.
Yeah.
But I remember when they would turn off that no smoking sign, I was ready to light up.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, how'd you tear your knee up? You tore his MCL,
Uh-oh.
medial collateral ligament. It's better than the whole knee, though, like the ACL. How'd you do it? Standing up too quick with your feet splayed? That'll do it. You tear your meniscus that way, too. Yeah, it sucks. Knee injuries. It's a long heal, too, because there's not a very good blood supply to the knee.
Did they fix the washer?
No, just
No.
okay.
Oh. Sorry.
That's right. Huh. Well, it'll be better than it was before you tore it, though, when they fix it. It's crazy what they've done with knees. That's the big change in human evolution is the knee joint. Yep. It's, look at the apes and the monkeys. It's not like people. Hey, Sharon, how you doing? It's one of the major differences in human beings, the knee. It's an unbelievably complex joint. And I just read a book on the knee about 3 months ago. She's a literature professor, I think, at the University of Kansas. She writes on the side. And it's pretty interesting, the knees. Hey, Murph, how you doing? Slipped on the kitchen floor. Oh, my God. Sorry about that. I know. I've done that before. Oh, man. So you're getting surgery, right? That's a pretty simple surgery. Do you know who to go to yet? You got to watch your primary care physicians. They will, they don't always recommend you to the best choice. There's political connections to referrals. And if you're in a system, you can get referred to a guy that's not that great. Yeah. Oh, I'll put another link up. There's quite a bit of difference in knee injuries with regard to men and women, too. You know what's interesting? Is when you take young girls and young guys, their knee injury rates are about the same until after the young girl's first period. Once young girls start having periods, their knee statistics for injuries goes out the door. Crazy. It's nuts. Way more than boys of the same age. But up until then, puberty, it's the same. It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, thumb's good too. Gripping tools, that's right. Yep. Yeah, I put another. She just got a delivery from DoorDash or one of those places. And also, sometimes when they do surgery on knees, there are actually small ligaments that are in some people's knees that are not in others. But if you look at chimps and gorillas and shit, that's why they walk on their hands still. Yeah, they can stand up and, walk a little, but it's not like a full-blown knee joint.
Sorry, I just went to check to see where my order was, and I got my DoorDash, and I got booted out.
Oh, that's okay.
So if I boot out again, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I was just checking the time that they said they were going to. I have to watch because every time they deliver to me, they always go right past me.
Oh, yeah, I know. That comes up on GPSs like that. There's a place up near Mary where a rheumatologist was taking her kids and the neighbor kids to, I think it was a dance recital. And she had her GPS and it was raining and dark and it took her right off the end of a boat ramp and they all drowned.
Well, oh my God, what?
Yeah. So I've had it happen 2 times where a GPS could have got me killed. But that's after all these years, which is a pretty good batting average. But there are people that get killed by following their GPSs. Hey, Debbie and Dave.
Wow.
Actually, Mary knew the doctor.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, striker med's interesting, specifically for women. There's a notch in women's knee too that they think it has something to do with it. And they also think it is related to the pelvic tilt for childbirth. They're still doing lots of study on the knees, but the bottom line is women's knees are definitely structurally, after they reach puberty, not as good as men's. And you look at female basketball players, high school, college, and pros, they're just tearing their ACL out all the time compared to men. Weird. It's nuts. They think now with women there's a direct connection to estrogen and ACL tears. Interesting.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, grade 2 tear. So they're trying to build up the muscles around the knee and just letting the inflammation go down rather than surgery, huh? If it was me, I'd probably just get that arthroscopic surgery, not fuck with it. But a lot of times with insurance companies, they want to try that first. Yeah, well, sorry about that.
Well, let me tell you something really interesting that happened to me. I went around for a couple years with this horrible knee, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I would get off work and I would just be hobbling out. I went to several doctors. One of them told me it was that ACL thing, and that I had to do physical therapy and take pills. Well, you know what, Tom? Come to find out, it was not my knee at all. It was my hip causing the knee pain.
Yeah, I believe that.
I went to my regular doctor and I told him, I said, I've got this knee. No one seems to know what it is. And he said to me, Well, you know what? Let's x-ray your hips because sometimes knee pain is caused from your hip.
That's
And
true.
sure enough, I had bone on my right hip and I had to get a hip replacement. After I got my hip replacement, I never had trouble with my knee again.
Well, I know like when people have sore knees, they'll tell you to work on stretching your hip flexors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and your hamstrings. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yep.
Doesn't last
So,
forever.
but that doctor that said it was my ACL and all that bullshit, it wasn't.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So it just goes to show how different doctors, they all can give you different diagnosis,
Yeah.
Oh,
But
God.
that's the nature of medicine. I mean, the more I've read about it, medicine isn't like architecture. If you go to an architect and you say, hey, I want a 5-story building that you can park 100 cars underneath, you can go anywhere, and that's what they're going to do. Medicine isn't like that. It's different theories, different ways of attacking. It isn't necessarily wrong or incompetent, but medicine's kind of a
Right.
moving target. Hey, Michelle,
Hello?
are you delivering?
Yeah, I was just making a couple deliveries.
Good. Stephanie just got food delivered.
Michelle, I'm waiting for my DoorDash order. I'm waiting.
What'd you get, Stephanie?
Mexican.
Oh, tacos.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's going to stiff the driver.
I doubt it. Stephanie seems like she's classy. Like, I don't think Stephanie is one of those people who are just like,
Well,
I
a
don't know.
big deal. I gave a $5 tip.
That's decent. That's good. That's actually better than most people.
I'd give him
Oh, yeah.
I'm an over tipper.
You're over. Yeah, it's on the service. If they're really nice, yeah, I'll give them.
You got to
I'll
do
give 'em.
something off the. I never complain. You got to do something like off the charts to not get a good tip for me. You know why I give them an extra tip? I give them like at least 25% right away, and usually I give them more because I give them the extra because that could be me doing this bullshit job, and
Well,
it's not. So I bonus them that, and I'm thankful it's not me doing it.
so you're basically like, God blessed you, so you're just gonna give it to.
Yeah.
That's a good Like, you're kind of just. That's a good way of thinking, Tom. But
I don't think it was God though. That had
well,
anything to
right.
do with
I
it.
know you don't, but that is in the there's theology.
I think it was the spirit of Johnny Holmes.
Oh, God.
But no, I mean, like, I never understood that unless if you got horrible service, right? Like whoever was serving you was mean, nasty, didn't do their job, or I can understand that. But if you're getting at least decent service, you're going out to eat, you know what I mean? Like, that's going in there, and it's like to not do it. That's just talk about rude. I mean, that's just I don't know.
Stephanie, I'm stereotyping. Keep your eye on this Abu.
I sure will.
Oh, is there someone trolling?
No, but he's got a troll name.
Oh, yeah, the trolls are out there. You can't.
I don't remember that name from before. Do you?
No, he's new.
Yeah. I just look at it like every place is so everything's such a disaster everywhere now that these people have these jobs that used to be good and they could do a good job and they get good tips. Now that you got a parolee cooking.
Yeah.
They don't stand a chance, but they need the job, so at least they're working. I think of it that way too.
Right. They're trying to
Okay, Boo. Sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Local
At
local
least they
where?
could
Bo?
wor- at least they're working.
Right, and doing something productive.
Yeah, I
Then,
think you're right, Brian. You're local where,
Right.
Bo? Where are you local? Where do you live?
oh boy, I don't see the chat. Is this person talking?
Where are you local? Where do you live, Abu?
Oh boy.
Locked and loaded, Taylor. Well, I haven't lived up around there in over 2.5 years. So you've been following me since Tassie?
Well, Tom.
You got any ideas?
let's see.
Maybe not, but yeah. I thought you'd been following me. You'd know this. This Muncher the Crunchers is a troll too.
Yeah.
I say, let's fire away. Can you check that account, Stephanie? Do you know how to do that? How long it's been around? It's
Yeah,
Mr.
I
Lucky.
do it right now. Yeah.
I think all three of these guys are trolls. If it's a new, you missed it for 2.5 years.
Yeah, the Muncher's new.
Yeah, he's got to go too.
Muncher the Cruncher is new.
Somebody get rid of that. I can't do it when I'm on the StreamYard.
I will.
Somebody told me that in different countries, you don't tip the wait staff. It's customary in some countries, like some Asian countries.
Get rid of this Lucky too if he's a troll. This is a new account. Oh, really?
Yeah, I found that out. I never knew that. My friend went over to, I believe it was China, and she went to, tip, and went out to eat, and they were like, no, you don't do that. So, I mean, I guess there's certain cultures and countries where that isn't customary, but here, I've never heard of that was okay. I was always raised like, you go out to eat, you order a pizza, you know.
Get rid of Munchers too. Yeah.
I did, yeah.
Okay. Get rid of Munchers too.
It was July 19th.
Yeah, get rid of him. How about this Mr. Lucky?
Well, you have mods. Don't you have a lot of mods on your channel?
Yeah, I do. But when I'm on StreamYard and I got YouTube shut down, it doesn't do as good a job if I block them here.
Oh, all right.
You know what I mean? I'm gone. You ain't got to. Yeah, they all come at once. That's exactly right. They say get rid of them all. I got too many subscribers anyway. Yeah. No, I say block him because then at least he can't leave shitty comments later after the chat. He gets blocked right now. Yeah, they all come at once. That's exactly right, Caroline. No tipping pippin. Michelle,
Yes.
I think you should just come up with a channel where you profile based on race what you think you're going to get a tip.
Tom, you
No,
can't. I don't.
No, you'd start right out with a bang, and it'd be really super controversial. And you could just, if you had a really good batting average, you could argue that you weren't stereotyping all. Just look at my results.
Well, I've never been a waitress, like in the sense of working at a restaurant. So I mean, you would probably have to ask someone who did it for like a year. They could probably give you the real deal on tips. I mean, the tips that I received,
Yeah.
it wasn't like I was still making over minimum wage. So it was kind of like, yeah, you could tip if you want, but like it wasn't expected, because I was already making a living wage. It wasn't really expected
I was
at all.
talking to a girl at PF Chang's the other day, and she only makes $2.16 an hour.
Right. Well, that's the thing. When you're, I knew a guy who he was a waiter when I was younger, and I couldn't believe how much money he made. He worked at a higher class, a higher end restaurant,
Yeah.
and he was young. He was like 18, and he would come home working, like a 4-hour shift with hundreds of dollars. And this was back in, the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So that was a lot. And I was like, wow. And here I
Yeah,
am.
$2.16 an hour. Yeah, they depend on their tips.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
Ann Arbor's a nice place. I spent a lot of time there, lived there, had an airplane for a long time. It's a nice area, And there was a big article online. I still read Michigan News. And downtown's nice, good places to eat. And all the restaurant guys, they have like monthly meetings. And they were saying that their lunch business on an average is down 75%.
I believe, well, I know.
And they're trying to figure out why.
I know since I could guarantee you that because of inflation, the cost of living.
Yeah, the cost of food.
Yeah, people aren't going out as like you figure, okay, let's say you went out a lot before, right? Let's say, you could afford it. You would go out to eat all the time, and then COVID hit, and you could probably still afford to go out to eat, but you're kind of just like, yeah, do I have to go out to eat for lunch? I could just make,
Yeah, I mean, you know why I quit going out to eat more than as much as I was? Because it's not that good.
Well, lunches usually aren't, and you got.
But even dinners aren't that good anymore. I mean, they're okay, but it's like you used to go out like it'd be a recipe, like Indian or good Chinese. You're not going to fuck around with that and make all that bullshit at home, chop up 10,000 things for one person. It's worth it. It's good. It's a recipe. But lately, it's like this stuff's not that good.
Well, that was my whole theory of everybody chooses how they want to spend their money. And I don't judge anybody for spending it how they want to spend it. If it's your money, if you enjoy going out to eat, if that's your thing, then spend your money going out to eat. If you enjoy spending your money on boats or toys, then go about it that way.
Boats is way down too.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, everybody has their wants. Like, some people love going out I know a lot of people, they love going out to eat. And
when I got into flying, you could like own a plane if you were a hard worker and let's say a house painter. You could still, not some, jet, of course, but like a Cessna 172 or something. All these new planes, these not entry level, but a plane you'd want to have, like, and just be a middle income guy. Yeah, they start out at like 480 grand now, just like pickup trucks and houses. Nuts. Crazy, man. Everything's so crazy expensive. Hey, Leah, how you doing? Yeah, it's not worth it. And it's not that good. I can go out and get like 2 lobster tails and, they'll be, if I went out in a restaurant, it'd be $58. That kind of stuff. Oh, good for you, Impalo. Good night, Brian. Good luck with your knee. That sucks.
Oh, we lost Michelle?
Yeah.
She's dead.
Probably rear-ended a cop car.
Yeah, well, I don't know how it's hard for me to talk on the phone when I'm driving, so.
Yeah, I can do it. But, they'll nail you here for just touching your phone.
Yeah, I know.
You don't even need to be talking on it. I got one of those about 3 weeks ago. Yep, a month ago.
Oh, I know you did.
I had that thing that when I do lives or when I'm driving, and it was getting old. When they get old, they get weak and they kind of like fall back, and sometimes the phone falls out. And I was coming out of Home Depot and it fell down, and I grabbed it and just set it on the center console. And I'm getting on the expressway and the cop lights come on. He said, I'm pulling you over. He said, no, your phone. He said, you're aware the hands free? I said, I wasn't talking on the phone. He said, you didn't need to be. got to take a butt. In Georgia, you get a 1 get out of jail free card. You sign this affidavit that you have a hands-free thing. I felt like telling him, hell, if you think this is bad, you should have been around me the last 10 years on YouTube. Shit, I was just
Oh,
touching at that
yeah.
time. You know?
Oh, God. Well, I put it on speaker and put it on the seat
Yeah.
and try to talk that way, because there is no way I could hold a phone and try.
Hey,
No.
how's that car holding up for you?
Oh, the car I just got?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fine, Tom.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Good for
Yeah,
you.
it's just fine. It's all I needed. Like I said, I don't drive far, so it gets me around town, so it's perfect.
Oh, good. Good.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
That's good.
I got lucky with that.
Is it still,
94. It's a 94 Toyota Camry, and I paid $1,000 for it.
yeah, they go forever.
Yeah, I know it.
Now, they don't
Yep.
use salt on the roads out there, do they?
No, very. I mean, I remember, years ago when I was working and we used to get a lot of snow, then, they would put salt around, but we don't get snow like that anymore.
Yeah. Now, is there
Um,
any rust on yours?
Any rust?
Yeah.
No, I don't see any.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Good.
Yeah,
Good
so,
deal. There's a lot of
oh,
old
yeah.
cars. They don't down here. You hardly get any. There's a lot of old cars in good shape down here too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it still hot there?
It was cooler today and we did get some rain, but showers is what we got.
Yeah.
Just nothing really. And it's going to go back in the upper 80s starting tomorrow again. So 88, 89 degrees again. So,
It was 94 here today.
oh, God. Oh,
I got up early and started cutting the grass about like 7. It was only
right.
7. It was only 70 degrees.
Oh,
And
God.
by noon it was 94. That's a big difference.
Oh, God. Yeah. I like to, if I have to go, like tomorrow, I get my check. So I have to go to the grocery store. I'll be going early. I go early too before it gets really hot. Even though my car, this old car has air conditioning, which is really nice. But, walking, in and out of those stores, it's hard for me to breathe.
Oh, it is. I bet.
Yeah.
Hey,
So I
Impulse said they're getting snow where he's at. How's that?
what?
He lives in North Carolina. He said they're getting snow. Where?
Oh, maybe in the mountains?
Yeah, no, those mountains aren't that high.
They're not?
No. Penny had 95 in Texas. See that? You kind of believe. Penny, were those the temperatures you were getting like 30 years ago at this time of the year in Texas? I went out in August last year out to that Holbrook, Arizona, and it was like 106, shit like that.
Ugh.
Phoenix gets crazy hot too. It's crazy hot temperature.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
When
you've noticed an increase in heat, huh, Penny?
here, it's just,
Huh.
it's unbearable.
Yeah, I don't. I hate it when it's like that. When it's that hot, even like a brand new air conditioner is on all the time. Keeping a house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's dry is a difference, but it's still hot. I think it was 106 one day when I was out there, and then I drove to Natchez, Mississippi, which was 95, but like 98% humidity. And it was, you just didn't even want to go outside. Yeah, Phoenix is hot. You're not kidding. A lot of air pollution too. Yeah, yeah, it is crazy. Oh,
Yeah. I guess, you know, if you live in that kind of heat, you get, I suppose physically you get used to it. I don't know.
I have gotten used to
Um,
it. Like if we'd have had this in Michigan, I would have like, God, man, when will this go away? But I did kind of. Oh, he was just dreaming in below.
oh,
Okay. Yeah, I do like snow, but they don't get it that much anymore. Yeah,
no,
very
I
humid.
remember, Tom, I remember um, all the snow that you used to get in West Branch,
Yeah,
the old, you know, videos of
yeah,
you and, you know, doing the snow.
yeah.
And now, you know, the last couple years, you never, you know, had the snow like you used to.
No, nope. Even places that traditionally, I was looking for a place to go this winter where I could really get like socked in. And man, you have a hard time. I mean, in the old days, if you went to a place that was known for heavy snow and you spent a week out there, there was a pretty good chance that you were going to get some good snow. But now
Right.
you could go out there for 6 weeks and not get snow. It's not like the old days, shutting down expressways. I mean, it still happens here and there, but definitely not like the old days.
Oh, no, no, there is definitely a climate change.
Yeah, yeah, definitely got
Nobody can
warmer.
tell me, yeah, that there isn't. There definitely is. I mean, we've lived long enough to see the
Yeah,
climate
yeah,
change.
yeah, we have. I mean, look at your rain.
Yeah,
I
I
bought a
know.
rain gauge, because it'll like they won't forecast rain, then we'll get a bunch like an hour, and we got 2 inches of rain an hour and 20 minutes the other day.
Wow.
Yeah, Taos, they haven't had that ice for the last 2 or 3 years. Haven't had that ice in the wintertime. Nope. Yeah, see, New York hardly gets snow at all. I mean, you used to look at like Buffalo and places like that. They'll get here, but like
Right.
Michelle got nailed one time, but it's gone 2 days later. I was
Oh,
in
yeah.
Chicago when I lived in Chicago. I was there for the second and third worst snowstorms, and it was absolutely fantastic. I lived downtown. I wasn't. You didn't need to drive, and I went out and just photographed all that. It was great. Just like, front end loaders carting the snow away because there was nowhere to push it. There was so much. It wasn't crazy snow either. It was like 17 inches one time and 21 the other, which is a lot of snow, but it's not like these record breakers, 30 inches somewhere and stuff like that. And it stays cold, you know, nuts.
Yeah. I know we used to. I mean, our rain, I mean, we had floods all the time. The rivers would overflow. I mean, and we haven't had that for a few years. So even our rain is not what it used to be. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird.
No, I
And
know.
these hot summers,
Yeah.
my God, I don't ever remember it being
Yeah.
95 in Seattle.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Now,
no, there's
do
definitely.
you remember ever getting really nailed by snow or not really?
Yes. I remember when I was married, I was what, like 25, 26 years old, and there was so much snow, it was up against our garage. It was that high.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and then I remember when I was working, I guess, I'd say maybe in my 40s, I had uh, driving to work, I was so scared because there was so much snow and the roads were so icy. And I remember that, but ever since then, no, I don't remember any snow like that again. Mm-mm.
Crazy.
We've had like a trace of snow, maybe, in the winter. Sometimes we get a trace of snow, but no. Of course, we get all that snow up in the mountains, of
Yeah.
course, but
Yeah.
not down here. Nope,
Do
no
you get
snow
much
like that.
do you get much lightning and thunder?
The rainstorms in the winter. Yeah, yeah, we'll have a few lightning, thunder. Yeah, we do. Hmm.
Yeah, it's right in Plymouth. Yeah, you're right, Debbie. Yeah, they do have like 98. Yeah, that was around the time when I got nailed in Chicago, and then a couple years after that. Even Chicago snows nothing. I went up to Michigan in around Christmas last year, and I lived in Illinois for about 13 years. And I picked some stuff up for Marty's wife in a suburb southwest of Chicago. And I cut up. I was coming from the south, cutting across here. And I came up through, this is Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's, came up through southern Illinois and made my way back through farm country the whole way up, like 280 miles, something like that. And there wasn't a bit of snow on the ground. It was beautiful, like none. They didn't have any. And you could see these farms with Christmas lights. It was like probably one of my top 5 drives. It was just beautiful the whole way. And then a couple weeks later, after I got back, they got a few inches, but nothing like the old days. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Nope. So there's something going on, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely trending towards warmer weather.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Wonder where the old loving spoonful Mark Kropka is.
Oh, I don't know. What is it? Tuesday night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Loving Spoonful.
Yeah, John. Remember that John Sebastian, the singer, Canadian.
I don't remember
Yeah,
him. No, I remember.
That's why I call him. He was a singer, John Sebastian, the loving spoonful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Mark went live last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He played some good old music. I remember, how you have flashbacks when you hear the old songs, Tom.
Yeah. Hey, Rita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like listening to that.
Yep. when you listen to those old, there's a Walmart in that old grocery store. That old grocery store in Washington where I was getting the meat. I went in there the other day to get some meat for the vultures, and that poor old guy that owns it, he's like 81, had a stroke, and his speech was off and his hand wasn't working right. He's the owner, and he came back to work the next day.
Oh my God.
Oh, in a good mood. Shit, I mean, there's some people just like that.
Well, that's probably his life, Tom.
Yeah, it's his life.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And it's probably a stubborn old fart too, not let anyone else, run it.
Oh, yeah. You're right. That's true. Really super good guy. San Francisco, yeah. That's what Mark Twain said. The coldest winter he ever spent was the summer in San Francisco.
Really?
Damp. Yeah. Cool, kind of damp out there. That's another thing, not just the weather. I mean, San Francisco, now look. I mean, it's just crazy, like the downtown, the problems they've had.
Oh, I know. It's so funny. I'm, on the West Coast in California. It's not that far. And the only place I've ever been is San Diego because one of my cousins was stationed there years ago. And then just driving through to Vegas. Yeah. I've never been to LA. I've never been to San Francisco. I've had no desire to go down there.
Yeah. That's how I feel about a lot of places. Louisiana is one of them. New Orleans. There's nothing I like about it. I just drive around it when I'm down there. Just a swampy, beads, drinking, faded paint, white trash everywhere. You keep that place. Crawfish instead of lobsters. Everything.
New Orleans is on the 10 most dangerous cities.
Who was?
New Orleans.
Oh yeah, remember when they had I think it was Hurricane Katrina, they were shooting at the Red Cross helicopters trying to save them.
Oh yeah.
God.
And of course, Detroit was number one.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're catching police robbing banks down there in their day off.
Let's see who else was. I just watched a video of that. The 10 most. Chicago was on there.
Yeah.
Atlanta, Georgia was on there too, Tom.
Yeah, I believe it. Yep.
Yeah.
But you know what's weird about Atlanta? There's like nice upper class pockets of Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
Right? Not that far. Chicago was like that where I live. That was like the nicest neighborhood in downtown Chicago, the Gold Coast. And 250 yards outside of there was Cabrini Green, one of the most crime-ridden low-income housings in the world. Now they've torn it down since, but there's a lot of places like that. You know?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, there's
Oakland,
just
California is like that. Oakland, California.
Yeah, Oakland was on there too. Yep, Oakland was on there too. I was watching it to see if any of our cities was on the 10 most. Now, we weren't, but I watched another video, and Tacoma, Washington was on what dangerous city list also. Yeah. So it wasn't Seattle, it was Tacoma. But I guess downtown Seattle. I mean, I would love to go down there and just see. I guess downtown Seattle is really bad with homeless people now.
Yeah, that's a problem everywhere. You know, there's some places, I didn't read any of the articles, but I know there's some articles out there talking about like they're trying to make it a crime to be homeless in places, which seems crazy, but
Yeah.
you know, I guess it's that big a problem. You know, you can feel bad for the homeless and everybody knows it's terrible and you wish they could work something out. But I know like in Augusta where I go, if you've got a business and you got all your money tied up and your clients don't want to come there anymore, your customers, because they don't want to get solicited in the parking lot,
Yeah.
you know, by dirty, strange looking people, that's a problem. So I get why they don't want, I get why they don't want them around.
Yeah, that's what's happening there. I think I told you about the lady they interviewed on the news. She had been downtown with her business for years, and she was moving to Bellevue because the homeless people would not come in her store because the homeless were hanging around all in front of their businesses, and the police didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And she was losing a lot of money, so she was closing up and going to move her business somewhere else.
Well, as a business owner, making it a crime allows them to come down there and arrest them and get them out of there.
Yeah.
That's all. Or if it isn't a crime, what are you going to arrest them for? At least you get them out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks. I know that, but I mean, you know, I mean, there's two ways of looking at it. I mean, I don't know what the hell they're going to do about it. I mean, that's a problem down here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I mean, not where I'm at because you know you would die here. There's no money here, so that's why there's no homeless. You know, they go, you know what I mean. But Augusta's a real problem. I mean, you know, the state of Georgia just passed a law not too long ago where they're going to start cutting off aid to cities that don't enforce homeless squatters and vagrants and tents and that kind of thing. And it's a problem because like Athens is a college town, super liberal, and they're not enforcing the law and the state's cutting them off. It's just a mess, you know. It is more burdens, but it's saving the business owners. I mean, talk to somebody that owns a restaurant or a clothing store where half their business doesn't come down there anymore because the wives, and you know, a lot of like women or kids, you don't want to take your family where you get out of the car and it scares kids and women. Probably
Oh
scares some
yeah,
men too. That's why. I mean,
I
everybody
know.
thinks it's so
Not at all.
terrible to
Yeah,
treat the homeless like this, but you don't own a business either.
exactly. I mean, there's got to be. I mean, they should have places where the homeless can be, and
Yeah, but
that.
but when you say that, it's like it's super expensive to maintain buildings. If you take even these places that they set up for the homeless, it's still a pain in the ass. They're always fighting. You got to staff them, utilities, general liability. It's just now they want to make more of them. I mean, I know it. I know. Well, you have to be able to charge them with something to get them out of the goddamn area, and a
Right.
crime accomplishes that. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Fucking spank them?
Yeah, I know.
Rub soap in their mouth? You need to get
It's a
them out of there
yeah.
for a while. If it's a busy
It's a
Friday,
bad.
Saturday night, at least the cops can come down and cart them off. Well, they're going to pay one way or the other anyway. But I'd rather have the taxpayers pay for it than a private enterprise that, they're paying tax too, and their business is being ruined by a social problem. I mean, I feel for them, but I feel for the business owners as well.
I know.
You go out to Eugene, Oregon, they all want build all these places. Yeah, one big problem. Where do you get the money? Who's going to staff it? Who's going to pay for that? What are you supposed to do? Just build mega complexes where people that don't work want to live for free?
Oh, I know, Tom.
Fucking fantasy land.
It's a bad problem, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the solution on what they can do.
No, I don't either. Nope. And if you look, it's like there were always homeless, but when these people go around and interview people, it isn't just like the guy that never wanted to work with a drinking or drug problem. You got like middle class people out there that lost things because of their company going out of business or whatever, being housed in Section 8 housing. Now, I believe that, but are they here legally or illegally? The Section 8 housing.
Oh, I know. Infilub. They're also in nice hotels too in New York City. Yeah, they sure are.
They've painted themselves into a corner in New York City because that's their mantra.
Mm-hmm.
Look how we treat the homeless. That's why their taxes are through the fucking roof in the whole state because of these crazy liberal programs. You get fined for making something of yourself.
Yeah. And then if they make it too good, people are going to say, hey, I'm just going to quit my job and live off that.
Yeah.
I know. So it's like, it seems like it's a no-win situation. Yeah, I mean,
it really is. It's a real hot potato because the homeless don't get these politicians elected, and they got to deal with this shit. So, it depends where you're at. If you were in Eugene, Oregon, or Bend, Oregon, you'd probably be the middle of the town. They're willing to pay anything to build places for the homeless and nobody work. Yeah, that sanctuary city backfired big time in Athens, Georgia. That girl got murdered jogging back in April, and he had already had a criminal record, but Athens just wanted to make him warm and fuzzy and a roof over his head. Motherfucker had been kicked out of here, she'd still be alive, like he should have been. Canada doesn't know that shit. You can't get it. You can't even go over there with a damn drunk driving ticket on your record. They don't let all these fucking dirtbags come into their country. They think if you were fucking up your country and drunk driving, well, you can stay there.
Right.
I mean, you got to do something. Look at Singapore. They'll beat your goddamn ass for a bunch of stuff over there. Caning.
Yeah, I know.
Now, they say that the death penalty doesn't deter crime. Yeah, maybe it doesn't, but I guarantee you caning does. You don't see any graffiti over there. You get some bodybuilder teeing off on your ass for 20 whacks with a fucking cane. You don't even want to look at a can of paint. Now, over here, you'll call that abuse, torture. I mean, something's got to give. Just can't keep put up with this shit. You're
Well,
living in
you know, if
damn.
you
That's why
if
the people with money now, everything's
hmm
trending to gated communities. You got to build your own fucking fortress.
oh yeah,
You know.
yep, oh
Yeah,
yeah, but
you look at Windsor compared to Detroit. Perfect example.
where?
Yeah, Windsor, Canada, which is right across the river. You compare
Oh,
Windsor
okay.
to Detroit, and it's like it's a no-brainer.
Hmm.
Yeah, BDSM. Nah, it's too hard, too violent. Nobody's getting off getting beaten like that in the ass with a cane. I've read articles on it, and supposedly it's like some of the most excruciating pain when they whip your ass with this cane. I mean, it's like Hank Aaron teeing off on
Hmm.
your. I remember when that kid got caned about 25 years ago for spray painting a car.
No.
I bet his ass still hurts. I think that's the way. That's my vote. That's what I'm voting for. Caning.
God, I'll have to remember to use my cane as a weapon.
Yeah. Now this is a different kind. This is like that bamboo shit.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like the best thing you could beat an ass with. It's like flexible. You can get a lot of tip speed on the end of it. I mean, it's
Uh,
way better than like a baseball bat or something. It's kind of like I get the impression it's kind of like a fiberglass fishing rod, only way bigger.
oh,
You
okay.
whip it as hard you can, it bends, and then that last inch picks up speed before it hits our ass.
Oh,
I
God.
say let's do it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, prior 7 felonies. Yeah, yeah. Get cane. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
maybe
They say bring
people
back
would
caning.
follow the law.
Yeah, follow the law. I think we should bring
Now,
caning over here. I really do.
now the cops can't even touch it without
Oh my
getting
God.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
I think that's how a lot of these cops end up getting shot. If you watch these videos on YouTube, like where cops are shooting people and stuff, or when the cops get killed, it's because they're asking them like 20 times to put the knife down. I'd ask those
Oh, I
motherfuckers
know.
maybe
I
twice
know.
in case they didn't hear you. But they don't want to lose their job. They know that if they shoot this son of a bitch, you're going to be in a world of shit, whether it was paid without pay or paid with pay, and it's all over the media.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's
No, spray
ridiculous.
paint. Well, there could have been a spitting gum too, but I know one was spray paint. Yeah. I say bring back caning. And the people that do
Yeah.
it, that's like their job to cane. I mean, this isn't just somebody that does it for the first time. I mean,
God.
they take like seminars and stuff how to swing harder.
Oh my God.
Look it up when you get a chance. Caning. Yeah.
I will.
Crazy. Yeah. It's
I
like,
know.
BDSM is like kindergarten compared to that. African
Hmm.
American. Yeah. Yeah. Well, especially if it's an African American, like you talking about caning or crime or what? Yeah. I mean, with African Americans, I think it's a culture issue. I don't think you're a criminal because you're black. It's a culture issue in some places like Detroit.
Right.
And it's just the way it is. It's different. But a lot of these cops, man, it's just like they're really put in a hard spot now. It's like you got to be treating these people with kid gloves. There's a bunch of them on YouTube. I mean, these people end up getting killed by being afraid to do what they should have done to begin with, but they know what a bunch of shit it's going to be.
I know it. I get so angry watching those videos because it's like freaking bullshit to me.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's a criminal. He has a knife. Why do you have to tell him 20 times to put down the knife? Just tase him or
Yeah,
something
that's
if you don't
because
want
that,
to shoot him.
yeah, that's because in the police magazine that he gets once a month from, some
Yeah.
publisher, he sees 13 guys that got fired and sued, and he doesn't want to
Yeah.
be 14. That's why. I mean, these
Well,
people are,
that,
you get a bad cop here and there, but these people are crazy. They think cops are going out to kill people on purpose. I mean, it
oh, I
does
know
happen,
it.
but it's so damn rare. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Impalub. Yeah, it's true. Look at Grosse Pointe, where you're from. They found a way to handle it. Where Impalub's from, it's like Alter Road, just crime up the ass. You step into Grosse Pointe Farms, Grosse Pointe Woods. None of that
Uh-huh.
bullshit. None of it.
Really?
They're waiting for you. Now they claim that's harassment. They profile people.
Yeah.
What they
Well,
claim.
just don't break the law. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's
what
what I look
the
at it.
hell?
I know.
Jesus.
I know it. That's the way I look at it. Yeah.
I mean, it's like the criminals, have all these rights. It's like watching the videos when, cops pull people over and they won't get out of the car and they
Yeah.
won't, listen to what the cop says to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they
It's
are.
unbelievable.
Yeah. Crazy. And you look at a place like Detroit where it's just been like this forever. And it's not getting better. Now their murders are done. Hey, Debbie and Dave, by the way, I saw, I figured they framed that guy. I followed that case pretty good, that Samantha Wall, that Jewish girl that was running that synagogue. I figured they framed that guy. And sure enough, he got a good jury and he was acquitted of killing her. Yeah, which I thought was good. Yeah, it's such a half-assed job at everything down there. It's unbelievable. Oh, this a sovereign citizen. Yeah, I wish
Oh,
they'd come up with some.
God.
Yeah, I know. They need to write or they go into a fucking police station with an open carry machine gun or some shit.
Oh, yeah. Those sovereign citizens. Oh, my God.
Mhm.
Oh, I can't watch those. I get so angry. Those people sound so stupid.
Yeah, that's right, Evelyn. Yeah,
Oh my
I,
God.
I will admit that I kind of get a kick out of seeing these cops get drunk driving tickets.
Oh yeah, I've seen those too.
Yeah, because they try to bullshit their way out of it, and that's when it gets fun.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's in the old days before all these cameras were rolling.
Right.
They would have got let loose, got a ride home, called their wife. Now
Oh
with these
yeah.
cameras rolling, you're fucked.
Yeah. There's nothing the cop can
No,
do.
no, nope.
They pull someone over and go up and say, "Oh hey, what are you doing, buddy?"
Yeah, yeah. And then
Oh my God.
the real good ones are where the cops flash their badge, and the guy just ignores it.
Yeah. Oh God.
Where you see some of these cops that they catch drunk driving like 120.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I like doing that. But it's the cameras that's making this stuff look like the cop. Boy, he's really doing his job. Well, there probably are
Right.
some of them like that, but a lot of those guys would have been let go in the old days.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they would have.
It's just the way it works, like a perk of the business. You had a bad day, you're under a lot of stress.
Right.
We get it, we do it too.
Right.
Yeah, nuts. Yeah, it's fun watching them though. Get caught
Yeah.
shaking people down from, yeah. That happens in Detroit a lot. They just sent 2 guys away, 2 Detroit cops for shaking down drug dealers, and another couple of them for importing like a bunch of heroin. Yeah, it's nuts. They're just screwed either way around because, you got a city that was predicated on about 2.3 million with about 680,000 people that live there, and 80% of them don't work. And the people that do work there live in a suburb and go home after 5. So you don't have enough money to support the infrastructure. You can't pay good salaries, and it's just gets compounded from there, Yeah,
Yeah.
De Niro, especially when they're drunk. These public officials, yeah, when they're blitzed, That's the first
Oh
thing.
yeah,
I'll tell you
those are
one thing, though. I
funny
mean,
too.
in fairness to the drunk that gets caught drunk driving, I see some of these sobriety tests, man. I don't think I could do some of that shit sober.
Oh, I couldn't. There's no way.
No, but it's like
No.
some of these tests, I mean, you're trying to like go through it mentally as you're watching it and like, could I do that? And you can't imagine what being drunk would be like. I think I just stick out my hands. There's no way I'm passing this test.
Yeah, I know. I always thought of that too. If they thought I was, off my rocker or something, I would just have to say, let me just blow into your machine because there's no way I can walk heel toe. There's no way I could do that.
Yeah. Well, you watch Implode. They'll tell them to say it backwards. Don't sing it. You ever hear them tell them that?
Yeah,
They don't want you singing it.
right.
But I'll tell you, here's another thing too. It's like, alcohol does impair your ability to drive. It just does. It starts
Oh,
out
it does.
small, and the more you drink, the more your driving goes to hell. And if you're ever at home or something like that, I'll tell you where I noticed it. Be home like drinking, fucking around, editing movies. You just start deleting fucking files and fucking all sorts of stupid shit drinking. And then when you get
Oh,
pulled over
yeah.
by the cop, you don't believe that you were like going over the yellow line. Well, if you were behind you, you would.
Right.
You drink like 2 or 3 beers or something, then try and like walk on a balance beam. You're more fucked up than you think. You see, I know 2 people that got drunk driving tickets. They stopped at a stoplight and fell asleep. I know another guy that got a drunk driving ticket. He was hit rear-ended by someone sober.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and the cop gets there and he's writing up the report and he's talking to the guy that got hit. And he said, by the way, have you been drinking? It's like, well, they hit me. He said, well, I know that, but that's not what I asked you.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it happens.
Now that's bad luck right there.
Bad luck. That's exactly right. There's all sorts of people that have got caught robbing stores with expired tags and burned out taillights and all sorts of stupid shit.
Yeah. I could never understand that. And another thing that makes me laugh, Tom, are these people that are they're driving drugs, from state to state. And they have a rent-a-car, but some of them have a rent-a-car. They get pulled over, like you said, for a busted-out tail light or expired tabs. And I'm thinking, now, if I was a drug runner, I would make sure my car was
Absolutely
in perfect condition.
Yeah, and don't be driving one of those cars with the lit-up wheel wells that's been put down where there's about an inch of clearance from the door.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the craziest thing. And then a lot of them use rental cars too.
Yeah.
And they'll get pulled over for speeding, and then they'll say, "Well, this is a rental." Well, right there is an alert to the cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I would be a pretty good criminal because I have watched a lot of this shit, and there's just stuff you don't do if you're trying to break the law.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
yeah, no, it's it. You would think, or, now marijuana is still illegal down here. And, that's probable cause. If you pull over somebody and you smell marijuana, ASLV,
right.
That gives you a legal ability to search the car.
Right.
And then, so these guys delivering dope, don't smoke marijuana at least till you get the dope delivered. Stupid ass.
No.
Yeah, and then
and
another thing, go by yourself. Because when you bring somebody with you, the first thing they do is separate you. And they say, well, where'd you guys eat? And one guy says fucking Waffle House. And the other motherfucker says McDonald's.
Oh, I know.
You're fucked.
I know it.
Yeah.
I know. It's just the craziest shit. I laugh so hard because it's like, oh my God. Oh God, it's hilarious.
And it's crazy the amount of drugs some of these people get pulled over with.
Oh, I know.
They'll have like a U-Haul trailer with like a fucking ton of marijuana and stuff like that. You know, you see
I
this
know.
goddamn police dog jump out of the thing and he starts dry humping the fucking bumper. I think you guys are fucked. You know, I know a guy that got busted in that condo I lived in down in Detroit for selling dope. And that was like big news. Like, you know, you're not supposed to be doing that in those places. And I said, well, how'd they fucking nail your ass? He said, well, they had a warrant. And when he got out, I talked to him. He said, I saw him in the gym. He said they had a warrant, and you know I opened the door. They got this fucking German Shepherd. He said that motherfucker ran right back to the fucking bedroom
Oh
and was
God.
fucking running around in circles. And that's how they
I
nailed him. I
know.
said, well, what'd they do to the dog? You know what they did after the dog found that dope? You know what his reward was? Throwing him a
But
tennis ball in the hallway.
oh my
That was
God.
his reward. But he said that damn dog, like, once they unhooked that fucker, he just made a beeline
I know.
straight
You
to that,
know.
like you'd have had a steak under the bed. And he said he
I
started
know.
twisting around in circles, yelping. And of course, they tipped the bed upside down. There it is. Yeah.
I know. Those dogs are so amazing how they can smell. Oh my
Mhm.
God. I know.
You ever watch that show To Catch a Smuggler?
No.
Yeah, they got some dogs in these different countries. And it's like it's not a dog like you'd expect, like a Labrador. It's like dachshunds and shit. You know, these weird, like Daisy kind of dogs. And they don't even look like
Really?
dog. Yeah, it's like I don't know. They're specialty trains. I I had a federal marshal tell me when I was out there videoing those golfers' airplanes when they came in for the Masters. He told me those dogs that they get for the feds down there to check for dope in airplanes, it's $65,000 worth of training. That's how much it costs for one of those dogs. They get them all ready to go, hit the road. And in some of those other countries, they use like dogs like that you're not used to. It's like look like Daisy, and it just looks like a dog. It's like it's just somebody's little foo-foo. They turn that little fucker loose, and they know once that thing's unclipped. And they have a couple of them that they got on a leash. You'd think it was someone that like had PTSD, and they get to take their dog all over with them.
Right.
And the agent will be in plain clothes, and he'll just be walking this dog down the hallway, you know, concourse going to the plane. All of a sudden, that little fucker will turn around, and
Oh my God.
that leash rope gets tight, and he lets him. He goes right up. He pulls real hard, goes right up to somebody carrying something. He says, Could you step aside, sir?" It's like, "Who are you?" And he pulls out his thing. You know, "I'm a federal marshal. Could you
Oh my
please?"
God.
Yeah, these little ass dogs, man. And some of them,
Oh,
they like where the baggage is switched in the planes, they just unhook them and let them run through all that baggage. And these damn things are finding that stuff in no time.
wow.
Crazy.
Yeah. You'd have to be awful stupid to try to do it nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's amazing to me that the people that carry dope through an airport, that's got to be the worst odds of all.
Yeah, I know it.
But you know what? But I've read articles that say that they only catch 20% of them. So I guess that's why they do
Really?
it. Yeah. And you know, they try every trick in the book. They swallow it in balloons and prophylactics and all sorts of shit. They trip them up with the questions, you know. Note to self, when you're delivering drugs, you better be able to show how you got enough money to pay for your hotel and stuff once you get there. Because that's where they nail a lot of these guys. They don't have any money, which is why they're delivering the dope. So all of a sudden they're coming into wherever for 2 weeks. They don't have any money on them.
Right.
Well, I said,
Oh.
yeah, they don't have any. Where's your hotel? Where are you staying? Friends. Well, what's their address? I don't know. Or they'll say I'm staying in a hotel. It's like, which one? You know, these guys got this shit down. And in about 5 minutes,
Oh.
they know that you're full of shit.
Oh
And then it
yeah.
all goes south from there. I mean, if you
Yeah.
answer enough of these questions wrong, you're going to the X-ray machine.
Okay.
Yeah, crazy.
See, stupid criminals again.
Yeah, stupid criminals. But I get the impression that these people are desperate, and it's a grand slam attempt. And of course, they all hate
Oh,
getting caught. but they're just
Yeah.
like some place where their life sucked, you know. Hey, Mark. Yeah,
Oh,
border.
and
Yeah.
somebody
No, I watched
hires them.
to catch a smuggler. Yeah. How's a loving
So
spoonful tonight?
Tom, someone says like, okay, I'll give you $1,000 if you take these drugs somewhere.
Yeah, it's not as much money as you'd think either, but it's pretty
Oh,
good.
really?
Yeah.
I
No, it's like,
see.
you're risking 30 years in prison or 20 years in prison. And you're
Right.
some place where you make $10 a week and they're giving you 5 grand.
Oh yeah. They get a
Yeah.
hold of desperate people.
And yeah, the desperate people. That's exactly right. And they
Uh,
probably know people from where they're at that have pulled it
right.
off. When I first moved to Florida, I met a guy in the gym. He was an Eastern Airlines flight attendant. He got caught smuggling drugs through his job.
Oh my God.
Yeah, spent 9 years in federal prison. Yeah, yeah, very poor.
God, maybe.
I think about this sometimes. I thought, what they should like just buy like cars and stuff like that and put it in cars and then have the cars shipped. I wouldn't be anywhere near the dope I was trying to smuggle. I'd watch on TV while that fucker told me he didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, I just wouldn't do it. It seems like you could do it, or a moving company. Just rent a nice house, fill it up with a bunch of shit. The moving fee is 40 grand. Who gives a fuck when you're shipping a couple $1 million worth of dope? And you call
Right.
Mayflower, one of those places, and you have those parolees loaded up, and off they go.
Right.
You
Huh.
I would use somebody else. I wouldn't do it myself. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
Huh.
It's not worth it. But you don't know when
No.
you're some of those people. I don't know if it's true or not. They say that their mom needed an operation or something like that.
Well, I could use 5 grand. I don't
Yeah,
think they'd suspect me.
yeah. I think 50 years ago. Look at that guy that was an expert in orchids from Michigan City, Indiana. That I was living in Chicago at the time. That's who they made that movie out of, The Mule. He
Oh,
was,
with Clint Eastwood?
yeah, he was 82 years old and got caught and
Wasn't
still
that
did.
a, oh, that
Yeah,
was a good movie.
yeah,
That
yep.
old guy did it. Yep,
He,
sure
he, he
did.
was he was a well-known orchid dealer.
Yes,
Yep, Michigan
yes,
City, Indiana. Yeah, crazy.
yeah. That was, I forgot, I saw that on Netflix. That was a good movie.
Yeah, I never
I
watched it,
like,
but I knew that's what they based it on. I don't know if he got out or he died in prison or what.
um, I can't remember the ending. Does anyone know in the chat who
Does
saw
anybody know
that?
what happened to that mule? If he
I
died
can't
or
remember. But Clint Eastwood, he played, he's old too, and he
yeah.
played that part really good.
His
Yeah.
girlfriend just died the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He outlived her, huh?
yeah.
Yeah. Gosh,
Yeah.
I can't remember what happened to him.
You know who looks really? You wouldn't even recognize him. He's still alive. Gene Hackman.
Oh, I didn't know he was
I
still
think.
alive.
Yeah, I think he lives out in Albuquerque.
Oh,
Hey, I won't go into detail because I can't really, but I got an email from Jabo today. She's not doing too hot.
oh, really?
Yeah, her husband, has got dementia, was in the hospital. Then they had long care disability, and he begged her to get him out of there, and she got him out of there, and he's home, and he's not doing well, and she's just chained to his
Oh,
24-hour,
boy.
7-day-a-week caretaker.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a
Oh,
minute to herself.
oh, no.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
so super stressed out.
I bet. I
Yeah.
mean, if it sounds awful, but if he was that bad, she shouldn't have brought him home.
I know, but it's like, she's a good person, and he
Yeah,
was
I
one of these.
know.
Be careful what you promise people.
No, I know.
And he's quite a bit older than her. And I've heard this before from women that marry older men. When you're
Mm-hmm.
20 and he's 40, and You're banging
Oh,
every night for a half hour. That's great. An older man, he's got more experience, just what the doctor ordered. But when he's
yeah.
95 and you're, uh, you know, 65 or 75, it's a big difference, and not
Oh,
one that
yeah.
you can adequately prepare for.
Oh, no, I know.
You know, I mean, when you're 55 and he's 75, or when you're 60 and he's 80,
Right.
yeah, nobody really
Yeah.
lets you know what that was going to be like. And you know how life is. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, you go from being young and dating, life is great, to old and shit bothering you. And before you know it, you're there, and it just kind of snuck up on you.
Yeah, I
And
know.
some of these people, these convalescent cases, they could outlive you.
Oh, I know.
It just makes you want to blow your head off because you
Yeah.
have low life.
No,
It is
I
a
know
very
it.
tough situation. It really is. What's your opinion on this? If you were in a relationship, married, let's say, and your
Okay.
husband or your spouse got dementia, and they didn't know when you came to visit them that you were there, they didn't even know you. Would you
Right.
continue to visit them?
That's a hard one.
Not for me, it
I
wouldn't be. Fuck no, it wouldn't.
I watched a movie on that.
I would not
Uh,
visit them. What's the point?
I don't know. I guess you'd have to do it
You
a
see,
few
Penny would.
times.
That's at Texas Baptist. I wouldn't.
I guess for even though they didn't know you, it would be for your own personal self.
It doesn't make any. But what for? What? What is it?
I don't
Hey,
I
Jen,
don't know. It might make you feel better.
look at Mary
Uh,
would. Look at Mary would visit too. Debbie would too. Not me. I wouldn't visit.
yeah, I don't know.
Stephanie, if you better at least remember my name, or you can fucking forget me visiting you.
I'll try, Tom.
If I
I'll
come out
try.
there, you better get it tattooed on you somewhere.
I better because
I
I
did it
have
with my
trouble
dad.
remembering your name now.
Well, we can settle this right now. Yeah.
Oh God.
I wanted to make sure he was
Oh,
taken care of. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, well, now that's a different aspect. Of course he was taken care of if he was in a facility. I mean, what do? Get a search warrant and go back in the kitchen and make sure the tuna fish is fresh? It's a sweet story. Good for you for doing that for your dad. But what is anybody really doing? I mean, you're in a facility that's for that reason. It isn't like they're, practicing wrestling moves on him at night when nobody's around. I mean, of course they're being taken care of. That's what it's for. And does a person have any authority to do anything other than what already is being done? I mean, it's a sweet story. You go in there and you hold their hand and they're just a fucking zombie. And you just sit there. It just doesn't make any sense to me. No, some are not good, but a lot are fine. For the sake of argument, I'm talking about one that's good. No,
right.
people walking out for a walk and they never see him again. They got those
Right.
places. I'm talking about a decent place. Marriage wasn't sick. Okay, now here we come from the Polish Catholic. Hamtramck, nursing home, especially when they're shorthanded. Yeah, but some facilities abuse. Yeah, some do, but I mean a lot. How about I'm talking about the ones that don't, for the sake of argument. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, from experience, I was in a nursing home for a month, and I
Yeah.
was only let's see, when did I have my hip replacement? I was 56, so I was the youngest person in there. And it wasn't a super nice one, but it wasn't a bad one. It was a middle of the road one. It was a middle one, Tom.
Yeah.
And
Come on up, Mark.
they're not good place. I mean, there would be people yelling for help and stuff. I mean, Uh, I don't know. I don't think I would want to be in one. No, it was a horrible experience.
Mama won't know what's going on with Jago.
Unless I didn't have my mind, of course, then you don't know what's going on. But
I mean, I said, she came home
but if
bruised.
you're of sound mind, I mean, I don't know. I did not like it.
Yeah, her husband's sick and she's at home. He's at home and he's not doing good. And she's just kind of like 24/7 caretaker. I offered to drive up there, take her for dinner.
Oh, where's she at?
It's about 300 miles away. North
Oh,
Carolina.
that was nice.
I thought he knew about me. She doesn't mention a couple times. He knows about me and thinks I'm a good guy. And, if I ever come up around there, stop by and visit. And then I said, well, I'll just come up there, take you out to dinner. And she said she's afraid it hurt his feelings. Now, I don't know if that's because of the state of mind he's in or what. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. But I would have, you never know. You don't feel like cutting the grass. Lots of shit when you're taking care of somebody. But I was kind of surprised that was the reason. Yeah.
Somebody get rid of that person in the chat.
Which one?
Well, who was the person that came up?
I don't know. I got rid of him though.
I think it said Jennifer.
Oh yeah, it was Jennifer. Yeah, I did get rid of her.
Yeah, get rid of her, guys.
I didn't think Jennifer looked like that.
I couldn't. Well,
Jennifer,
Tom,
I
what's
didn't.
so funny?
Jennifer,
Tom,
I didn't know you had.
I couldn't figure out what it was. It wasn't a very good porn bomb.
Jennifer, I didn't know you had a
try,
dick.
buddy. Nice try.
Yeah, I didn't.
Stupid.
I didn't know that Jennifer had a dick.
Going,
I give the motherfucker credit for this. He used
Oh,
Jennifer's
God.
name. He used Jennifer's name.
I bet it was Chris.
Oh, yeah, it double fucked me because I thought, oh, that's good. Jennifer's coming up.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a good one, buddy. So try. Better luck next time. I mean, if I was gonna do one, I know how to do a good porn bomb.
Hey, this goes to show you what the difference in about 10 years makes. Fucking Stephanie didn't know what it was, and Mary knew what it was right away. That's because Stephanie hasn't seen one in 10 years, and Mary saw one.
Yeah, but I know what a good one looks like.
Stephanie's an older woman. That old memory bank was trying to compute. She's thinking, what's
That, well, it looked like they had some kind of deformity.
Shit. That's what I thought.
I'm sorry if that was really him. I'm sorry if that was really you, honey, because it didn't look good.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's a true fucking test, man. I mean, we got it right out of everybody in about 5 seconds. I hate to admit this, but it took me longer than it should have to block that motherfucker. I thought it was a goddamn dog or something on somebody's lap.
No, I've seen a lot better porn bombs on here. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I give that cocksucker a fucking A though for using the name Jennifer.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
He's, oh,
No, that
um,
fucking hooked me in, man.
no. Anyway, you know, Janet always puts up a screen when she lets people up.
Yeah, how the fuck
Um,
do you do that? Tell me how to do
I
that.
don't know, but you put up a banner that covers us up, and then you can bring them up and see who it is before everyone
Yeah,
else
find out
does.
how to do that.
I will, Tom. I will,
Yeah.
because I think it was that creepy guy, and yeah, no,
Okay.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, now we know why he's with Debbie.
Oh God.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, Drifter. I thought it was like a dog on somebody's lap. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad everybody had a fucking stopwatch. Yeah. Now, does that shit stay on here? I guess it
Yeah.
does, doesn't it?
You either have to go and edit it out, or I wouldn't post this video.
No, it won't.
No, you have to take it down. Don't give that weirdo any more
Yeah.
time.
Oh, look at Mary even wrote down the time.
Oh, thank you, Mary.
Yeah, thanks. How could it have been
Poor
at
Ma-
1:55 because it's only 1:42 now?
Oh God.
It's raining
Oh,
like a motherfucker right now.
oh, is it
Yeah.
nice?
Weren't even supposed to get any. Yeah, it's crazy. Took pics. Yeah, petting an animal. Yeah, see how everybody looked at it different?
That's why it wasn't a good porn bomb, because no one could figure out what it was.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's exactly right. Oh, okay. Oh, so even if somebody, so it's not like YouTube when it blocks all their comments, it doesn't go back through everything and take it away. Right?
Well, you can go back and edit it out of your stream,
Yeah,
out of
I'm
your
not going through all
video.
that bullshit. Can you hear that
No,
thunder?
no,
Can you hear it? Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
can't.
It's thunder, man. Can you hear it like going out there? Look on here. Yeah, it probably was, Chris. I don't think he'd know how to do that, though.
I bet he does.
Yeah, this should be over in about 5 minutes. See, we get this all the time. Wasn't even supposed to rain tonight.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts? Yeah, it's good. No, that was a very bad porn bomb, wasn't it?
Oh, it was terrible. Wasn't even a good one. I'm in
You know,
a lot.
you would think that YouTube would like side with the person that was doing the chat. That you don't have anything to do with it. You blocked them as soon as you could, but they don't.
No, they don't.
They act like you were fine with this. Weird.
Yeah, yeah, that's why people do it, to try to ruin people's streams.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Yeah. But the way this one was, yeah. It's not even that big deal, because nobody could figure out what it was.
Shit, that's funny.
Didn't ruin our stream.
No, it sure can. No, we laughed our ass off over that.
Oh yeah.
She couldn't find it. Now, why couldn't she find it if it was only 5 minutes ago, if it's still on there?
Oh, it'll still be on there.
It will.
Yeah.
So you can actually go back in one of these while we're still having it, and it isn't like rendering or recording yet.
Yeah, like it might boot me out, but I could go to your stream and back it up and watch it again while we're still live. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh, all right.
But I'm not, I don't I don't want to watch whatever that was
Yeah,
again
right.
anyway.
Yeah. But Pug know how to do it. She couldn't find it.
Oh,
Huh.
weird.
Yeah, it is weird. You can rewind during a live. So you're rewinding it on YouTube, right?
Right.
It's probably fucking Mark doing it, motherfucker. I'm gonna tell
I was
Kathy.
just gonna.
Why'd you do
I
that,
was
Mark?
You making
Yeah,
friends,
why?
Tom?
Fucking weirdo.
Making more friends, Tom?
Trying. Yeah, why'd you do that? Why'd you porn bomb us like that and use Jennifer's name?
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed a porn bomb, but nobody knew it was a porn bomb until a couple minutes as it's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, I
We
thought it was
couldn't
somebody
figure
petting a
out.
dog. Somebody.
Petting the dog?
Yeah, it looked where somebody else thought it was a fucking pet on somebody's lap. Mary caught it right away, and Stephanie didn't know what it was. That's as great a litmus test as you'll ever find. Yeah, Stephanie's brain doesn't work that way anymore.
I'm trying to look back to see if I can see it, but I
Yeah, it's about 6 or 7 minutes ago. See if you can.
That was.
Have you had that happen yet, Mark?
no, never.
Okay.
Haven't had the pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll come up and show you what a real porn bomb is. How's that?
Yeah, no, Stephanie's right. There's different grades of them. That would get
There
like a C
is.
minus.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah.
porn bomb, and a lot of the people don't know it.
Yeah.
Somebody's trying
Yeah.
to call me from a private number, but I never answer them.
Oh, yeah, I don't either, Tom.
Yeah,
Yeah, or block numbers, anything that's
yeah.
anybody that won't present themselves, I'm not going to talk to.
Tom, it's Chris.
It probably is, man. That was that weird fucker calling me the other night. I know it was same night he was trying to call you.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't answer. I
Yeah.
still haven't spoken with him. He was on my show the other day, but he's probably listening right now. I'm
Oh,
sure
he
he
definitely probably is. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was him that did the porn bomb. Yeah.
I doubt it though. I wouldn't. He doesn't have the capability to do it.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Right.
I doubt it.
He might have been doing a reenactment on what got him evicted.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, man. Just never know. Well, that's cool. Well, you're on good terms with him. I hope you were able to.
No, I blocked him from my from everything that I could because he was bothering me the other day, and I just blocked. I haven't unblocked him yet. I'm not on good terms with him. He pissed me off.
He couldn't. Yeah, that's a good question. He couldn't get on the panel if he was blocked. But here's the thing: could he get on if he's blocked from YouTube? He could still get on StreamYard, couldn't he?
Well, he can make a fake name, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I
probably
don't know.
won't, Chris, then.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah,
I'm
because
pretty
they block
sure.
by screen name, not IP or MAC address. I don't know why YouTube does it that way. Facebook doesn't. They do by MAC address, so the device you're using. You know?
Oh, wait, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I see you. Hey, I see you. I sent you. I made you. I left you a comment. I think that that neurosurgeon's full of shit. I'd like to see his credentials. I don't believe it from a number of things that he said while he talked. There's a guy that claims he was quit a career as a MIT trained neurosurgeon. I just don't buy it. I mean, I watch a lot of those videos and know a lot about that stuff. And the reason he said he quit just doesn't jive. I think he's a big bullshitter, or he was kicked out of the profession for some reason. Didn't have anything to do with what he's saying. It's Moochie and Goobo and Gooby and Mooby or some stupid shit.
Tom, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Gooby and Mooby, something like that. Crazy. Yeah, I didn't, I wonder about that though. But, you know, yeah, that's does anybody know that for sure? So you block somebody on YouTube by a screen name. Could they use that same screen name to come on StreamYard, but it wouldn't show on YouTube? Because it's different servers. Would it still be showing on StreamYard and just not showing on YouTube because it's blocked? Does anybody know that?
That would mean that if that person wanted to jump on and porn bomb you, they could then, even though they're blocked from.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
I don't think so. I think once they're blocked from YouTube, they can't get on your StreamYard.
Oh, okay. I don't know either.
It's just a guess, though.
Yeah. When's your next band date?
We got some good stuff coming up. We got a boat cruise coming up.
Oh, good. That'd be fun.
We got a cruise. Yeah. But our next gig is the 10th.
Okay.
I won't check.
Oh, good. I see you asked me what gave me the impression. The main thing that I think that I think he's full of shit is, first of all, the way he explains the Hippocratic Oath and how he was disappointed because he wasn't making people feel better. Everybody knows when you do neurosurgery what the expectations are. And everybody knows in medicine before you go into it, everybody doesn't get better. That's the first thing. The second thing is brain surgeons do brain surgery. On days when there's not much to do, they don't do spinal surgery. He talked about some days that he did brain surgery and some days that he did spine surgery. Bullshit. I just don't believe him. He seems like kind of a nut that's spacey, talks real slow. I bet he was either booted out of the profession or he's full of shit and had something to do with neurosurgery, but he wasn't an actual neurosurgeon working on brains or spines. I mean, his story's all over the place. I don't know if you caught that. Yeah, I forget what his name is, Gooby and Mooby. And for some reason, YouTube's really promoting him. I mean, he came out of nowhere like 4 months ago, and he's getting 300,000 views on fucking water trickling over a mountain in fucking California. And all his videos are getting like crazy views, and they're no different than anybody that does videos like that. And then that one gets like 580,000 views, and he's only been on YouTube for like 5 months. I don't buy it. I'm suspicious of it. And you notice he doesn't talk too much about worry practice. And it is true. It is possible to be MIT trained and a neurosurgeon, but they're far and few between. I know an Indian that's won at University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. He was in engineering, got tired of it, then went to medical school. But MIT has nothing to do with preparing you to be a neurosurgeon. When you come out of there, you don't have anything that's going to help you for neurosurgery. You've got to take prerequisites up the ass to go to medical school. Not impossible, because I just gave you an example, but unlikely statistically. I just don't buy it. And he's just all over the place, about what he's talking about. Especially the reason that he got out of the business. It just makes no sense. I don't get it. I don't believe it. Well, that'd be cool, Mark. Is that like a big giant boat or like a?
It's it looks a lot like a showboat.
Yeah.
It's it looks a lot like that boat that you took some pictures of a couple of years.
Oh yeah, the Boblo boat.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like that because it has an open balcony on the upper layer, upper level,
Yeah.
and then we'll be playing on the lower level inside, I guess.
Well, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we're gonna cruise up and down Lake St. Clair.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah,
ICU. I looked at the comments and I was surprised no one called him out on it. There's another guy that works in neurosurgery. It's not a doctor that did like kind of a rebuttal video, a reaction video. Nobody's calling this guy out, which surprises me. Of course, you're going to get legitimate brain surgeons. They're not watching YouTube probably anyway. So, that happens a lot on YouTube. You get a lot of people that really aren't in the profession. But if you forwarded that video to someone that was an actual brain surgeon that was active in brain surgery and listened to that, I think he'd call bullshit. Hey, Mark, on a deal like that, is that like people paying extra because you're playing, or is there different bands out there throughout the summer?
no, it's a private party that somebody hired us to be the entertainment on. So somebody's throwing an event. They hired the boat, they hired the caterer, and they hired the I guess a promoter maybe, and us to do the entertainment.
Oh, okay. Now, is there any? Is it just like setting up in a bar?
What do you mean?
Just plug your stuff in and everything's the same?
Yeah, it'll be basically, yeah. The boat is fitted for parties like this, so it'll have a PA system.
Wow,
It'll be made for entertaining.
that's
I'm
cool.
assuming, because it's from the pictures I saw of it. They have regular events where they have live bands.
Gotcha. Now, is the videos that you have uploaded, is that about all we're going to get?
No, I have some more I'm holding on to. I haven't edited yet. I have an hour and a half of that night at Whittle Station. I have a few things. I have to edit a little bit.
Oh, so you don't get those upload ready?
I do. Like, I got a couple of promo tapes. I don't know if I'm gonna put them on YouTube. They're made for showing potential bar people to hire us.
Yeah,
They're promo tapes that run through a bunch of our songs.
yeah.
Like, they're clips of 30 seconds of each song, and I don't know if I want to put that on the YouTube channel or not.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And then I have an hour and a half of a solid block of just song after song after song that has to be edited down to individual songs to
Yeah.
put on YouTube. That's what I'm hoping to do. And then I'll let them go song by song. There's a couple of songs, it didn't come out so good because of the sound or something. I didn't like it. So I'm not going to put it out there. But for the most part, it was good. It was a good show that they recorded.
Now, when you upload a song on a cover song, do you get flagged on that?
It shows as I get a copyright. Is it called a flag where it says copyright, but I don't get any shit for it?
Oh, okay. And how do they differentiate between it's you singing the song or the original artist singing the song?
I don't know. I guess I can't see them going back and individually checking each one of these with a human technician. It has to be done all electronically. And when it doesn't come across as anything, doesn't flag as anything copyrightable, I guess it doesn't show to strike.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Kind of with
Yep. Well, good. That's good. So
Yeah.
this summer's turning out pretty good for this band.
Yeah, say that again.
This summer's turning out pretty good for this band, and right?
Yeah, pretty good. We got again, we have issues with our lead singer doing his own thing and bookings. We had to let a couple of things go that we didn't want to let go. But that's the way the nature of the business.
So when he's doing his own bookings, does he have other band members with him?
He, like I did one with him on the weekend where it was, we went into a club, me, him, and the bass player. No percussionist, no other singers. It was just the three of us. And we went in and we played a patio. And just did a show, the three of us on the patio. And it was, where am I getting at here? It was basically his show that he brought us along, hired us along to play at. But it was his booking in the first place. He
Yeah,
just brought us along.
Okay. Hey, now I got a stupid musical question for you. How could the Doors get away with going around and not having a bass guitar player?
Because they had Ray Manzarek do it with his left hand.
On the keyboard?
Yeah.
But that's not as. Why isn't everybody doing that then?
Because it doesn't sound, it's very, I don't want to say generic. It's very, it has a sort of distinctive sound to it.
Yeah.
That if you did it, if everybody did it, everybody would sound like the Doors.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And when you listen to a Doors song, does that sound bassy enough?
It is. What do you mean bassy enough?
I mean, obviously they pulled it off, but would it have sounded better with an actual bass player?
Yeah, they would have. They would have been a lot better of a band with a real bass player.
What were they, just cheap?
Yeah, maybe. They only had 3 outfits, so they had to share the. They couldn't get a 4th member.
You know, when I first moved to Chicago, there was a guy that worked out the gym I used to talk to, and his brother was a percussionist for Andy Williams.
Oh yeah,
And he said he was the cheapest son of a bitch that ever lived.
really?
Oh my God, yeah. He said he'd be fucking them out of like anything he could the whole time and would brag about it. Yep.
Andy Williams.
There's an interesting guy on YouTube that's moved to Nashville. He's a studio musician. And I watch his videos. They're pretty good about what it's like to be a studio musician in Nashville and what you can expect to get paid.
What's his name?
I can't think of his name. I'll forward you that. I'll find him and I'll send it to you. But it's interesting how you get your foot in the door and how things get better and how many of them there are there and how many people move there to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nashville apparently is a pretty exciting place. A lot goes on there.
Yeah. A lot of people like have houses there, live there full time, move there. High crime.
I heard. Yeah, I have a friend that lives outside.
Yeah. You remember Paul Davis, the singer? I Go Crazy and songs like that.
The little guy?
No, the bigger one with long hair. He wrote that song, I Go Crazy, 65 Love Affair, whatever it was. Very popular top 40 guys in the 70s. Paul Davis. He got robbed there, well, I know, like in the 70s. I think he was shot or either stabbed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But it's still crazy high crime. But I know a lot of recording artists live there full time. So I think it's not like just country, it's everything.
It is now.
Yeah.
They do. They cover everything there now, not just country music.
Have you ever been there?
No, I haven't yet. And, I've passed not too far so many times,
Yeah.
but I've never just taken the time to go. It's never, didn't know what to do when I got there, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I go through there, but I never spend any time there. Yeah, I've been through there, but one time that I never spent much time there. I spent a lot of time in Memphis, and I go through Knoxville a lot, but Not that much. Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I've been through Knoxville because that's on, is it 69?
Uh,
96? What's the highway you take? The main corridor highway from Canada?
75.
I-75, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Knoxville's on that.
Yeah, I cut through Knoxville when I go up to Detroit rather than go through Atlanta. Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's in the news all the time. Well, that's good. You got a lot. It's been a good summer for you. Is that guy in demand? That guy, that singer for your band? I mean, is he like?
He keeps himself in demand. He keeps himself busy.
He reminds me of Sammy Hagar.
Yeah, maybe. A little bit. He's a little bit of a Sammy Hagar.
Now, how would you rate him as a guitar player?
He's good.
And what's his history? Been playing since a kid?
I don't know too much about him yet. I haven't had a chance to really have a drink with him or talk to him or anything like that. Because our relationship consists of how you doing? Okay, let's get down to business, do our business, and then okay, we'll see you on the next one. And all our discussions are around about the music. And same with the shows and stuff. We had a little chance to bond a little bit after the not the last show, but the show before that, and we talked a little bit. But I didn't get a chance to get into his background or anything.
Oh, okay.
But he's been doing it for years. He goes down to South America and stays down there sometimes 6 months and entertains.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not Costa Rica, Panama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not Central America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he does that.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is. But his life down there is not exactly the best.
No, right. Oh, that's interesting.
But we get on pretty good. I mean, we get most of the shows that we want to do, and we do some neat stuff like this cruise and different venues that we play at are pretty cool. We're seeing through the back doors how they operate, and yeah, it's a rush.
Oh, good for you.
And it's been a pretty good response too. I think like we sound not too bad. So we're getting like again we had a packed house where we played on the last weekend on that audio bar, and we're getting people coming back, and we're getting callbacks. Like we'll play at a place, and then all of a sudden they'll call us back for 2 dates. 2 more dates to come back and visit them again.
Yeah.
So, this is it. It's going good like that.
Oh, okay. Hey, Steph.
Stephanie.
Stephanie. Your photo's up. It looks like you should be able to hear you, but I can't. Maybe she's got, and it's not muted either, so I don't know what the deal is. I'm surprised I'm talking this good. We had just crazy rain for the last 20 minutes. Lightning, thunder.
Yeah, we had that earlier today. Like huge. It filled up my fire pit in like 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was knocked over all my plants. It was torrential. We weren't even here. We were driving.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, didn't she? Maybe she's having a connection problems. Yeah, it makes you wonder, doesn't it, man? Yeah, Mark, I got to figure out how you bring these fuckers up before you put them where everybody can see them. You know how to do that?
What do you mean bring them up?
Somebody comes up and you click on their thing and then they're part of the live. But how do you see that before you bring them onto a live? Because until I click on that icon, I mean, I don't know who the fuck it is other than who they put down as the name.
You can't. Oh, you're on StreamYard. That's right. It's different. Because I've been using Restream now for a long time. And I even forget what StreamYard looks like from the inside.
Staff? Still not working. Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Oh, okay.
Stephanie's phone does funny stuff sometimes, though.
Yeah, she's been good though for a while. Tonight it was a little scratchy, but it wasn't a problem really, you know. Yeah, but backstage is what I click on. Like you can have 3 people down here, but you don't see who it is. You just see the name.
You can see their image, though, backstage. Like don't you have an option beside your screen in the lower left-hand corner where you see their images before you bring them up?
No, because what happens is sometimes people want to come up and not show their image. Like
Right.
Stephanie. Like when it comes up and it's Stephanie, hey, how you doing, username? When it's Stephanie, I know there's no image. You just see Stephanie in like a round circle with her picture.
Right. An image.
You don't see someone moving around. So those are the ones that are suckering me into the porn bomb.
Right. Yeah, I got you now.
Yeah. I don't know of a way around that.
You make the people, they don't get up unless they show you their face. That's what a lot of people do.
Oh,
They'll
they
say,
do.
Yeah, you don't have to come up on screen to show you, but they have to show you backstage that image that you have of them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, and they can hear you talking, so you can just communicate with them like that. When they're sitting backstage, they can hear everything you say while they wait for you to bring them up. So you can tell them, look, I'm not going to bring you up until you just show me your face from where you are, and then I'll bring you up as your avatar.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Hey, Andrew. Staff? How could her audio be like that bad all of a sudden? You know?
I'm thinking, unless she's clicked something on her end, like she's muted her.
No, because if she's muting it on her end, there's a line across the microphone.
And provided that she's muted StreamYard, but she could be muting her phone.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, yep. Cool. Oh, this person helps Maddie and Cheryl. Oh, Broken Dreams. Yeah, that's that lady from Toledo. Yep. Yeah, okay, that doesn't happen too much though. You know, much less 3 times in a row. Let's see if she's trying to text me or something. Do you get text, Mark?
Oh yeah. Well, you and I text them.
No, but I mean like, while you're like, is your phone on now?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay.
I don't really shut it off.
They just sent you a text.
Yeah, I heard it come in.
Okay. Hey, Just Barry, how you doing? Oh, that's cool. It could be storms, but I mean, she's not having storms out there.
Oh.
And mine wasn't affected here. Yeah. Let's see. Andrew, how you doing?
Oh yeah, I don't know. That's the first time I'm ever learning.
Oh yeah, believe me. I'll see how it goes. Yeah, something is muted. Yeah, it could be. Oh, it is. I think Andrew's got to go though. See you, Andrew. Okay, bye-bye.
What was he doing?
New account.
Oh,
Yeah, any new account, they're gone. I mean, I'm sure it, maybe it's legit, but I'm not taking the chance. Some date as Muncher Cruncher. Oh, yeah, same date as Muncher Cruncher. Now, Muncher Cruncher claims to go on Michelle's. Does anybody know this or not? Oh, thank you. I'm doing okay. Yeah. Muncher Cruncher.
what the hell is that, Muncher Cruncher? I know what that is, but
Here's Stephanie.
I don't go on Michelle's that enough to know anybody that is a regular there.
Yeah. Steph? God damn it. I know she went and looked to see if she could find that bullshit. Rewinded, and now I can't find out from her.
Did you try turning your phone off and then back on again, Steph?
Yeah, you're right, Rita.
And can you talk to us in the side chat? Oh yeah, there she is. Same day as Muncher Cruncher, I see.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get rid of them too. Any new accounts gone. If you guys see them on there, just if it's a new account, just can them automatically. Don't even say anything. You don't have too much problem with that, do you, Mark? People going on your streams.
No, I don't ever. I'm trying to think of a circumstance when I had a troll or anybody doing anything malicious, and I don't know. I think that a couple of times the mods have gotten pissed off at somebody and gotten rid of them because I kind of while I was doing music, I oversaw that somebody got canned for some reason that I didn't know. But I trusted the mod that did it with their accuracy and what they were doing, that I didn't question it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a mod can wreak havoc if they're untrustworthy.
Oh yeah.
If they're smart, not enough while they're on the chat, but later on they can go on fucking while you're in bed and delete 10,000 comments.
Well, the thing is, there's some people that mod everybody. If you're on their channel, they mod you, and there's no distinguishing.
Right.
So they, I don't know what the benefits from that they get from doing that, but they do it, and yeah.
Yeah. See, in the old days, you could tell what a mod did the next day. Like if
Right.
people were blocked, you could tell who blocked them and at what time, but you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm the only one making comments. No, there's a lot of comments. Stephanie, Mary. Yeah. Pug. A lot of people making comments. Oh, I said hello. Say hi to Smashy, will you, so she doesn't stalk you.
Hi, Smashy.
Are you not seeing them on your end? Are you on the live chat or that other setting? Yeah, we get it. Yeah, I'm getting them on my end. Maybe it's a YouTube glitch too. That can also be a StreamYard glitch. See, they're probably watching it on YouTube. Yeah, Stephanie sees them too.
I've gone on before and had no comments, and I thought nobody's coming on my show today for some reason. I'm 45 minutes in and no comments, and something tells me to check on my tablet. So I go around and I go on my site, and there's tons of comments. But
No, that happened. Yeah, that happened to me today. Getting lunch. I was eating lunch in the parking lot, the truck stop,
Yeah.
thought I'll just do a quick live, and I did it. It's like 18 people on there for 25 minutes, and nobody said anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that happens from time to time. And if I touch the screen, it pops up. You scroll back, and like there's 100 comments. And they wonder why I'm not replying.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Tassie Joe. How you doing? Yeah, go out and come back. Yeah, we see him. Hey, Coast, how you doing? Yeah, Todd messages instead of all messages. That's what I was thinking, Debbie and Dave. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's hard to say. Huh. Was it hot as hell there today too, Mark?
Yeah. Yeah. Another day. Another hot day. We've had about 6 in a row now.
Yeah. Crazy, the hot weather.
Yeah. Then it brings these pockets of torrential downpours.
Yeah, we just got one. Yeah, a few minutes ago. You know, that area you live in strikes me like the old days where I lived in different places in the States.
What do
Like
you mean?
live entertainment, bars, people there. I don't know anywhere where they have that shit anymore.
The bigger cities.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when I lived in Chicago, you thought that would have been easy to find. It really wasn't.
Really?
No, I mean, you could bands would come around, 4,000 seat places. I'm talking about just like bands like yours on boats. And I mean, that was all over the place in the 70s and 80s in Michigan. And I can't tell you anywhere where you can do that now. In
Yeah.
West Branch, where I was living before I moved down here, you went up there in the 70s. There were 2 bars with live entertainment on the weekends. And there was a line to get in there all summer long. None of them. They've had a DJ for the last 10 years. And there isn't any live entertainment hardly ever in Traverse City, like where Mary lives. You think they should have, if it was like Canada where you live, there'd be 10 places on the weekends, like nothing. You're going to get people come in and play like at a community center or something like that, or like 3 girls with flutes or some shit, but not like rock bands and drinking and girls and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. In the city north of me, it seems that there's a lot of venues that are doing it still, and people are coming out and watching on weekends and
Yeah.
Thursday nights, and it compared to when I was living closer to the center of Toronto, and there was a number of clubs there too, but not the concentration that there is here.
Mary, are you talking about Soaring Eagle? You talking about Soaring Eagle? Well, that's okay. I don't mind putting the link because I always got it where I can paste it. I think Mary's talking, but that casino, that Turtle Creek used to have bands all the time. Maybe they do now, but I don't know. I haven't been back there in a while. Yeah, Grand Rapids, thriving music scene. Yeah, maybe so. Yep. No, click on it. Yeah, but Soaring Eagle's like professional venues. Like these old has-been bands. They're
Yeah, they
I'm talking about bands like Mark. You're not going to find a band like Mark at Soaring Eagle, I don't think.
not in a 2,000-3,000 seat venue.
Yeah.
We're a few hundred clubs,
Right.
not so much theaters yet.
Hey, Steph. Look at poor Steph.
Oh my God, finally.
Oh, there you are.
Jesus. Oh my God. Never had that
What are you-
happen.
what are
I'm
you-
really starting to get pissed off.
What are you doing?
I don't know, driving Tom crazy.
Hey, Stephanie, did you scroll back?
Yes, I couldn't find it.
So what does that mean? It's not on there?
I don't know. I don't know, but
Oh, the
I don't
cornball.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'll tell you, I do that like when I'm uploading videos and doing these clouds and all this bullshit. When you're doing that and you're scrolling with the mouse, it's easy to blow through 6 or 7 seconds of a clip. I'll
Oh
do it
yeah,
because I don't want to watch the whole damn thing, right? And the camera worked.
right,
I knew it was working. I knew the size of the file before I pieced it together. I'll quick
right.
go through and it's like, God damn, no birds. Then somebody makes a comment. I never saw 10 bald eagles together before. It's like, what? Where? And they tell me,
I
like, give me the
know.
timestamp, Mark, and sure as shit. But when it's only a 5 or 6 second thing out of like, what's this been, a 2 hour and 26 minute chat? Good luck.
Yeah, it's already been 2 hours.
2 hours and 26 minutes.
Yeah, and I spent an hour trying to get back on. Jeez.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Hope I didn't miss out. Well, I was in the chat,
No, you didn't
but
miss anything. No, not really.
I restarted my phone a couple times to see if that would help.
Yeah.
So, must just be, I don't know, my area or your area or YouTube or
Yeah, it
something.
could be StreamYard too.
Did anyone else try to come on
No.
when I was?
No.
Oh, because I thought I saw Rita say that she was in the back.
Yeah, no, Rita had
earlier.
problems, yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
she did too.
a couple weeks ago I had this hearing on this bullshit ticket, that I got for touching my phone.
Oh, yeah.
Stupid fuckers in this small town. It was on what's that platform? Mary knows about it. They do a lot of meetings and stuff. People do meetings on them, like court meetings and stuff. What do they call that? It's kind of like this. Only there's a different name for it. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, Lakota. Well, anyway, you get on there and some dumbass is running it. So I get on there early, because I want to make sure everything's working. And there's a guy like taking up the whole screen because he's the only guy on there. And I said, hey, I'm thinking it's the magistrate or the judge,
Right.
I started talking to this guy about this ticket, He said, I wish I could help you, but shit, man, I'm an architect. I got a ticket too. Well, it's a guy that got just like me. He's getting on there early to see if the thing works. Yeah,
Oh,
Zoom.
yeah.
That's what it was, Zoom. So about 20 of us end up getting on this damn thing. And we're talking about what a bunch of bullshit it was and where the cops were hiding and all this stuff. And
Oh,
this
God.
black guy comes on there and tells us to mute our mics. And we just don't do it. And we're just talking. They're getting pissed. They don't even know how to mute people at this courthouse.
Oh,
Yeah, we're talking. He's telling mute our mics, and we're just totally ignoring this guy. It pissed him off so bad.
that's funny.
Yeah, isn't it funny? And everybody's saying where the cops were hiding, and they were using binoculars and this kind of stuff.
Oh,
This guy's
God.
telling to shut up and stuff. Nobody's
Oh, I
paying
love it.
attention to it. It was great. Yeah,
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's funny.
so great.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's nuts. Crazy. Well, I got out of it, so that's okay. Hey, Mark, now I know a concern in the States is that, you don't want to get a drunk driving ticket going to see a band now. No, you can say you get to the band early. What do you guys play for 4 or 5 hours?
Yeah, about three.
So you get there early, you're young, you're having fun. It doesn't take much to be legally drunk if you're even slowly drinking for 5 hours.
No, not at all.
And that it's 0.08. I don't know what you guys have over there, probably somewhere around there.
It's similar.
Yeah. So is that cut down on the bar business?
I think there's a lot of designated drivers and a lot of people, drive a few people in for parties like
Yeah,
that.
that's the way to do it. But everybody knows designated driver sounds great, but it always isn't available.
Yeah, but you don't get so many people, I think, have the awareness now that you don't get road drivers that show up to these events on their own in their own car. They usually come in packs of 3 or 4 and try and be responsible about it,
Oh, that's how it goes, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Now,
sure we're getting shit.
around where you play, is that a big deal, drunk driving?
Um, I don't. I mean, I know it's enforced by the police. It's a big deal to them, and I don't hear any bad statistics lately on the news where they're saying, this long weekend, so many drunk drivers got uh, busted. They used to do that a few years ago, but I haven't heard that lately.
Yeah, I know
No,
in Michigan, I know of
Oh.
incidences where the bars would go to council meetings and complain that people weren't going there to drink because the cops were waiting across the street with their lights off at closing time. And they thought that was unfair.
Yeah, and that should be illegal, no?
Well, they say they're doing their job, and if you're not drunk, you don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah. I guess
Where are you
so.
staying, Steph?
Oh, I was just going to ask Mark, do you have Uber up there in Canada?
Yes.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how do you know when you get an Uber or any of those things, you're not getting in the car with a serial killer?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure, yeah, there's been, very few times that, things have happened. I mean, I don't have to worry. I'm an old lady. Well, I guess I could kill an old lady. I don't know.
Well, I know there was a deal in Kalamazoo, Michigan, probably 5 years ago. Uber driver was shooting people and then picking up people in between shooting people.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I saw a YouTube video about that, Tom.
Yeah, I
But
mean, once you like show your driver's license and whatever else, your car, and that it's all the turn signals work and all that shit, that's about all they know about you. So
oh
you
yeah,
could have a real wacko.
yeah, but that's true about taxi cabs and bus I mean, it. Yeah,
Yeah, but at least that's like tied to like licensing and the dispatch and all that shit. And I guess Uber is too, but it just seems like any Joe Blow can like start picking people up.
Yeah, probably could.
They scrutinize pretty good, Uber. I know they scrutinize what vehicle you can use. You can't use anything old. It's got to be a later or earlier model
Oh, it does. Okay.
vehicle, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I have never, all the times when I didn't have my car, I didn't have one problem with Uber. The only problem I ever had was someone just like talk. Ugh.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, but I never drank. I mean, a lot of them would have like water in the back seat. They would have water if you wanted to have a water and stuff like that. I never took any water from any of them. I wouldn't trust drinking something from a stranger. I'm sure it was just, nice gestures, but I still wouldn't drink or eat anything from, a
Yeah.
driver. No.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Like a roofie.
yeah,
Maybe they were gonna roofie and make their way with me, Tom. Oh God.
or you wake up in a bathtub in a motel room with a scar.
Yeah.
Your kidney used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tom, Mark, that's the one good thing about being old.
Yeah, you're right,
because,
Baker Boy.
they don't. I don't think they want old people's parts and stuff anymore.
Okay, yeah. So we got nothing to worry about.
No.
You know,
ours
there are
worn
some of
out.
these. There are some of these serial killers that just kill old people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah, there's been, hasn't there been cases of like nurses and stuff, killing old
Yeah.
people?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sure.
Hey, so get this shit. You know, I'm not a licensed PI yet, but I'm almost going to be one. I'm about a year away, right? And I always was messing around with photography even before then. And I'm fucking around this bullshit job until I turned 25. You need to be 25. And her name was Mrs. Baker. She lived across the street, and I was living in Ypsilanti, Michigan, a college town. So I buy this big old telephoto lens, thinking that I'm going to use it as a PI. And I'm sitting in my, is it Baker or Bell? I'm sitting in my upstairs second floor with my girlfriend, and I'm taking pictures of this guy walking up and down the street and banging on her door. I take about maybe 20, fucking around because, I had a tripod and those were slow lenses and you need a lot of light. And if you didn't, they were long exposure. Just kind of practicing for when I got this PI license, I'd go out there and do this stuff. And I like photography anyway. So I rack off about 20 shots. 2 days later, she gets murdered in her home.
Man.
No shit.
Wow.
So I called up the cops and said, hey, you're not going to believe it, but, I just happened to be crying out with this camera. Now I'm sure I'd get brought down to the station like these TV shows, and I'd get the 3rd degree. But back then, they just came over my house. I hadn't even got the film back yet. You had to take it in then from a drugstore. And I gave them all my negatives and all my prints, and that's the last I ever heard of her from. That murder was never solved, so I'm assuming that it wasn't him. But it was weird. Yeah, but isn't that strange?
Wow.
I'll tell you another thing. I was when I sold that detective agencies, I moved down to Florida. The guys I sold to got a case in Florida near Tampa. It was Brooksville. And a lot of times when I would sit and be doing surveillance early in the morning, you don't have anything to do. You got to be paying attention. You can't be reading books and shit. So you'd have all the lights off. You'd be like parallel parked in a neighborhood with all your lights off. And when cars could go by, I'd write the plate number down. I thought, I may get lucky. Something weird happened, and I would do that all the time. And I'd have just stacks of like legal papers with plate numbers written down from surveillances I was on. And I'm down there doing a thing in Brooksville, Florida it was. And I do the surveillance. It was kind of uneventful. I don't even remember if I saw the person doing it. I was down there 2 days. I stayed at a hotel because I lived quite a ways away from there. I was just helping these guys out. And during that time, an 8-year-old girl got murdered at the bus stop, 2 streets over from where I was. And I called the police up and I said, hey, I happen to be a PI. And, I was over there. And I just thought I'd tell you that I have a habit of writing down plate numbers when I'm doing surveillance. And they said, well, yeah, please send them to us. And I overnighted all the plates that I'd written down. And I don't know what happened with that either. But, I was always hoping that I know PIs that I've talked to that have seen like people get shot and beat up and other stuff. Businesses get robbed while they're doing surveillance. But that's as close as I came to, getting lucky and help solving a crime.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
her name is Mrs. Bell in Ypsilanti. I don't think they ever solved it. Yeah, I'll tell you another weird thing I had when I was living there too. So I'm staying there and I'm dating this girl kind of half-assed seriously, and I knew these Greeks that owned a restaurant, and I was really good friends with them. They had a bunch of cute waitresses working in there all the time. And good night, Debbie and Dave. And the one guy I was really tight with. And anyway, he says to me, hey, this Karen would like to go out with you. When you're young like that and girls are telling people that they're interested, it's a pretty good indicator rather than you just chasing them and asking them out and see how it goes. So I wasn't really dating this girl seriously. But anyway, I didn't want her to know about it. So I date this girl for about 2 weeks. And it was like, okay. Reminded me of Dorothy Hamill. Remember that haircut she had?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
She was all right, and she really liked me a lot, and I just wasn't that interested, to tell you the truth. So she kept working at the restaurant. She was always kind of cold to me when I didn't want to go out anymore, and she never said anything to the owners. And fuck, that's all I thought it was. You know, she just kind of ignored me, and I was fine with that. So I was friends with some of the cops in that town. It was a fairly decent sized cop, and there was a guy there that was a detective named Jeff Muchler. And I'd see him and we'd talk, and, you know, I was interested in police work. So like about a year goes by, and I'm talking to him one day, and he said, "Hey, you know, we had a girl come in there and say that you were stalking her. It's like, what? Who?
What?
Yeah, who?" And he gives her name. I said, "That's fucking bullshit." He said, "I know it was bullshit." He said, "It was assigned to me, and I didn't even follow up on it." He said, "Basically, I just filed away and said, there's no merit to this. You know, I never contacted, I just thought I mentioned it. It pissed me off." And I was really tight with a college professor that was a lawyer that I did some part-time work for as a paralegal. And he owed me a big favor. And I said, I want you to sue this fucking bitch. He said, "You know, it's not going to go anywhere. You don't have," I said, "I don't give a fuck." You know, at the time I was didn't know whether it was going to be a PI or a policeman. I said, "I don't want this shit in some police record someplace." So he sued her for me. And she had to sign an apology. And they were thinking about charging her with filing a false police report. And they went and interviewed the owners, my friends that own the restaurant, and they said, "Nah, it's fucking bullshit." And the one guy said she really liked him, and I think he just wasn't interested. So it didn't go anywhere. The lawsuit ended up getting dropped. And I kept in touch with Jeff, like maybe up until I graduated and I ended up moving, but we didn't keep in touch like for years. And I remember him, he was in the process of getting a divorce. So another cop I knew went to law school, Mike Vincent, ended up having a pretty good law practice. I saw him about 10 years after that. And I said, "Hey, you didn't see, you ever see Jeff Muchler anymore?" He said, "You didn't hear about that?" I said, "No, that fucker got divorced, married some 20-year-old waitress. She was like 30 years younger than him. And they moved to a trailer north of Ann Arbor up in Pinckney. They got drunk one night in an argument, and he shot her between the eyes and killed himself."
Wow.
Yeah. Just the night, you would have never guessed that in a million years.
Oh my God.
Early on when I knew him, I mean, he would tell me about his kids and his wife, and, you know, and everything just seemed to be so great. But doing some stuff like that, you just wouldn't have guessed in a million years. Weird, man.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, life seems to be going along fine. And my brother-in-law, he was my sister just had a baby, married about a year and a half. His cousin came over, and they were big gun nuts. You know, they had like those gun cabinets with you see through the glass, and the rifles are standing straight up, always hunting that kind of shit, and pistols. And they were over at her house one day, and the cousin came over, and they're fucking around with guns. And the cousin was joking and thought the pistol was empty and pulled the trigger and shot my brother-in-law right in the heart.
Oh, yeah.
And I knew the cop that showed up to the call. And he said he'll never forget it. He said he went there. My sister was just hysterical. And he said he was laying down on his stomach, and it was a 22. And he turned him over, and he said there was just a drop of blood. And that was it. But he was pronounced dead there. But here you just have a baby, you think things are going great, and then bam, your whole world gets turned upside down. And you know, remember when the Enquirer used to write all that bullshit? Remember the Enquirer?
Oh, of course I do.
Yeah, they had a front page article, "Old Town Gunslinging Goes Bad." And it was about that incident. And it was total bullshit. My sister was so fucking mad about it. But back then, nobody really sued over shit like that. It was tabloid bullshit. Yeah.
Oh, I know it. I don't even know. Is that still in print?
I know I know at one time it was the most circulated publication in America.
Oh, yeah.
And then I remember them filing for bankruptcy. And I don't see them anywhere, but I do see one similar to it.
Okay, yeah, I had to buy it every week. My mom, she read it, and then she did the crossword puzzle in there.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
And they used to get great photos on people fucking around.
Yeah.
You know,
I know.
they're
You know,
photographers.
even though it wasn't true, it was still fun to read.
Yeah, fun to read. Yep.
See, they knew what to do to get people, because in the back of your mind you would still think, oh, wait a minute, is this
Yeah.
true or not?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No.
exactly right. Yeah, National
Oh
Enquirer.
yeah.
It was the National Enquirer. That's what it was.
National Enquirer. That's it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I forgot all about. I'm gonna look at the grocery store next time I go.
Yeah, I don't think so. I would have seen it, but I remember them filing for bankruptcy, you know?
Yeah.
They don't have them in the grocery stores anymore up here. They used to. They used to have the Inquirer. I remember reading all the junk on the
Right.
the checkouts, but I haven't seen that in years.
None.
I
Didn't
haven't
get any
either.
prison time. It was an accident.
They do have some magazines that are kind of like the tabloids now. I know they have OK Magazine, it's called, and it's supposed to be stories about the celebrities.
Yeah, they did, Rita, yeah.
And they have a couple
Wasn't there
more.
one called The Sun?
I think.
Yeah.
That's
Huh.
I don't know.
Yeah, they did get sued. They were always settling out of court for stuff. You know? Yeah, crazy.
Oh, I
remember
know.
She was so pissed off about it. Everybody, I came from a small town. Everybody was talking. It was on the front page. Old Town Gunslinger goes south.
Huh.
Yeah. I hate those. You know, I see today, I didn't read the article, but I was gonna just got doing other things, that Lowe's just recently lost a bunch of customers because they're forcing people to self-checkout. I hate self-checkout. And if I got a watermelon or something, maybe. But if I got
do
like
too.
carrots and shit that needs to get weighed, I don't want to fuck around with that.
Oh,
Over
I
time,
know.
Nah,
I don't
just
either.
a single mom raising a baby, not good. It was always constantly brought up. Anywhere I'd go, somebody worked with them, knew them. Too bad it happened. I mean, I heard about it my whole life.
Oh yeah.
My sister ended up switching sides anyway.
Oh.
So it probably wouldn't have been a lasting marriage to begin with. Nephew turned out to be a big loser.
Oh God, I know.
Yeah.
You just never know how they're gonna turn out.
You don't?
No.
He didn't get any prison time. It was an accident. He didn't get sued either.
Huh.
No, they didn't even consider. I don't know this for sure, but they didn't even consider it was an accidental shooting. I had a guy too, you know, back when I was young, like in junior high and stuff, it was such a cake job to work at the post office that all the mail carriers in my town, I remember my mail guy's name, Frank Keenan, really good guy. Mind you, like Mr. Rogers, just a sweet guy. It always had something nice to say. And almost all the mail carriers, it was such a cake job working for the post office. They had other full-time jobs. And one of the guys I knew, Don Gormley, worked at the post office, plus he worked full-time at the railroad. He took me flying a lot as a kid. His kid didn't like it, so he took me, and I liked it. He had a Cessna 172. And he was up in West Branch, believe it or not, where I ended up living, and was deer hunting. Shot a guy thinking it was a deer.
Bummer.
And got sued. And I remember that happened like in 1968 or some shit. You know, your homeowner's policy pays off on that. And that's what happened with him. The homeowner's policy covered it. But I remember it was always a lot of talk about, you know, how do you pull the trigger when you don't know it's a deer for sure and that kind of shit.
Right.
And he was such a good guy, but you know, just weird shit. You know, when I was a teenager one time, I was like, you know, we did hunt, no safety classes, nothing. And I remember one time a guy took me out hunting pheasants. I didn't really know jack shit. And I had a shotgun and I'm all excited and I'm young. And, you know, you're all geeked up. You want to shoot a pheasant, you know, and we're walking through the weeds and I see this thing going through, you know how your eyes can trick you? like I'm a kid and I see this thing, and to me it looked like a pheasant, like coming up on the top of the weeds and like gaining height, flying away from you. And I put that gun, I was just about ready to let it loose. You know what it was? A dog's ears flopping. It was a hunting dog. Wasn't a pheasant. Now you would think when you're sitting on a chat like this, what do you mean, you dumbass? You can't tell the difference between a hunting dog and a pheasant? Yeah, I can when it's easy and it's not an obscure view and I'm not under those circumstances. Now, luckily, I didn't get loose, but it goes to show you when you're in that environment how things can look different sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that shotgun really can do something to your shoulder, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember Bobby Knight shot somebody hunting. And remember when one of the vice presidents got shot with a shotgun hunting?
Yeah,
Oh,
Cheney
Cheney, yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
shot in the face.
Yeah.
That's right.
Crazy.
Oh, yeah. I know. Those men get out there and, oh, my God. I remember when I used to go with my dad, he always made me wear orange.
Yeah.
I had a big orange jacket and an orange hat. I think of your hat, Tom, your orange hat. No wonder I hate orange.
Yeah.
Anyway, my dad, oh my God, he always made me wear that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a law, and it was a law in Michigan. You have to wear orange. It's crazy
Oh.
that you've got to protect people from themselves. They drowned so many people over the years in Panama City Beach, Florida. They drowned 7 in 1 week this summer. And they got these flags out. A red flag says, be careful. You shouldn't be doing this. 2 red flags means do not go in the water. It's gotten so bad and so many people have drowned that now they're going around. And if you're in the water and there's 2 red flags flying, you get a $500 ticket. It's just
Wow.
unbelievable how you've got to protect people from themselves.
Oh, yeah, I know. Isn't that ridiculous?
But in the article, and in fairness to these people, if you're from Iowa and you're young and you don't know shit, you've never went down to crystal clear blue water and you grew up on a lake where everybody swung out in a rope, you just don't get what that riptide's about ready to do to you. You just think it's a big giant. They tell people that consider crystal clear water around Florida the wilderness, the treacherous area where you can drown. Same with Lake Superior in Michigan. It's not a swimming pool, and people just don't get it sometimes.
I know. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah. Up there where I was living, I go to that Tawish, where I do a lot of that winter photography. And, they had 3 people drown one summer, 2 another. It's like, and they got these signs posted all over, do not swim. Well, you could be sitting on the beach and you'd look out there, you'd see somebody walk 200 yards out and the water be up to their waist. I'm thinking, what the fuck is wrong with this, man?
They pulled 5 fishermen out of Lake Erie the other day. All 5 of them were on a cooler. Their boat
saw
had.
that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
They got hit a rogue wave, and their boat sank, and they were all clinching to the cooler when the Coast Guard got them.
Yeah.
Huh.
Erie used to drown a lot of people. It's a shallow lake and the waves pick up. But Lake Michigan's taken over by a large margin over the years. But I went out there and I thought, this is bullshit. These people drown and someone's not doing something right. So I know Frisky knows because I was talking to her about it when I did. So I went out there in the winter and I drilled holes in the ice. And I took my GoPro and I got a big pole and I stuck it down there and I showed them where all the where the signs should be. The signs aren't placed where the deep water is. And I sent it to the state. And about 6 weeks later, somebody called me from the state of Michigan and asked me if they could use my videos for something. It's like, yeah, I don't care. I probably get an email once a month for somebody wanting to use a video for something. You know, I got 21,000 videos, and a lot of them. If you're writing a book about Taos and you don't live there, I can see why you want to use one. But anyway, the next summer they moved those signs just like I told them to. They're in the places they should have been all along, not in the shallow places. And you're looking out there as a person thinking they're crying wolf. Now, why didn't they do that to begin with? Good night, Mary. You know, I mean, how can you have like a government like doing this stupid shit?
Oh, I know. Well, I remember you in that damn kayak.
Yeah, that was pretty safe though.
I don't know. Those things, I mean, I was in one once and they just so terrified me.
Well, it did. Huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we didn't tip over or anything, but I just felt like I was not safe in that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was always, I'm not that great of a swimmer. Those kayaks I had were pretty safe.
Yeah.
I see people in the wintertime, like in the Detroit River. You know, there's ice and they're going down the Detroit River. And you got about 90 seconds. You fall out of that kayak, and then all of a sudden your arms are too stiff to paddle.
Right.
They just do not get it. Nobody ever plans on tipping over.
Yeah. That's just insane to me.
Yeah,
you gotta really be a thrill seeker or something.
Yeah. You see these crazy guys on YouTube in these wingsuits?
No.
Yeah, they wear these like wingsuits and they fly through these mountain passes.
Oh God.
Most of those guys are dead now.
Yeah.
You know, like you scratch your forehead and you hit the ground at 200 miles an hour.
Oh my God.
You know, now you'd be doing all right if you stayed up high, but they all, you know, the trend is to get low and get this cool video. You know, there's a great video that Mavic drone company, Mavic, I think it is, DJI Mavic, just put up about Mount Everest. They got a video from the beginning to the top, 22 minutes long. It's absolutely fantastic. Look it up on YouTube. And that thing flies all the way up 29,000 feet. And it's not what I expected Mount Everest to be like. Yeah, everybody knows what it looks like on the top. It looks like chiseled like granite, and everybody's standing on a 6-inch wide piece of snow and with their arm in the air because they made it. But most of it just looks like boring, crappy, dull mountain littered with junk. It wasn't at all. Look it up. Look up the latest video on Mount Everest. It's super cool.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now you got to take all your garbage down.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah. Now they're really strict.
That's a good idea.
They cleaned the mountain up. They took the bodies down. They're now they're keeping it clean.
Oh, I knew they took the bodies down, but I didn't know that was connected to cleaning it up.
Yep. Oh yeah.
There's a lot of YouTube videos, and there's bodies were, at least until lately, were like frozen all over the place.
Yep.
I don't get that climbing up that damn thing.
No, me neither.
If you make it, you're lucky. You know, I was surprised though. I looked up the statistics, and like 97% of the people climb it successfully without incident.
Huh, really?
Yeah, I thought it'd be way worse than that, but it's not. But it looks just like a boring, Mavic drone, it looks just like a boring ass walk until you like get up to where it gets good. And they're staying in these, you know, to me it seems like you make it, you're lucky, and if you don't, well, what'd you try that for?
Yeah, I know.
And there's all sorts of educated people. They're on YouTube. They lost their toes, feet, arms, legs because of frostbite, all trying to climb up this stupid mountain. But it's like anything, human behavior, nothing surprises me.
No, and I call them thrill seekers. They thrive on daredevil and thrill shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there are people. I've never been that way. Oh my God, I've always been afraid of everything. Heights and
Kept you alive.
mountains and roller coasters and all that shit. I mean,
Or the big thing is the summiting the 7 summits,
Yeah,
the high summits on all the continents.
yeah. Get that.
you guys have made me interested. I want to. I'm going to look up and see if there's any YouTube
Yeah.
videos on people climbing our Mount Rainier.
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, I never hear that mentioned in climbing it for some reason.
Yeah, I haven't either, Tom, and I live in Washington, and I am going to see if there are any
But
videos.
Yeah.
I don't
I think it
know.
must not be a good mountain, no big deal to climb. I don't think it's high enough to like mean anything.
Oh God, yeah, it's big to me, but
Yeah, I know.
not like Mount Everest. But
Right.
maybe you're right. To mountain climbers, maybe it isn't big enough, and it is a volcano too. So, I don't know
Yeah.
if people,
I just don't get it.
yeah.
I set a record in Michigan. I had been in every porno movie theater in every large city.
What?
Wow.
What are you talking about?
That's a record. That's a record. I set a record.
Oh, you went to every.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's a record. Oh God.
Came unscathed, no injuries. Yeah, I don't get that doing shit like that.
No,
I was
me
like,
neither.
I thought that I would like aerobatics, and I had like 5 buddies that were into that shit big time. You know, you're just a regular middle class guy, you got enough for one airplane. Not anymore, but back then. And when you bought an airplane for aerobatics, that's about all it was good for. They're cramped, it's tandem seating, you can't fit anything in it. That fucking thing is built to turn upside down and do loops and pull hard G's. You know, they're aerobatic airplanes. And I did that shit with those guys, and it scared the holy hell out of me, man. I always got sick, and I thought, fuck this. It always seemed to me, when you're pulling those G's like in a hard maneuver, like a really hard loop or a hammerhead or something, I always kept thinking the wings were going to bust off. They never did, and that's what they're engineered for, but it sure seemed like it to me.
Wow.
It just thought, like, I'm waiting for this thing to come apart. And it didn't, and it just didn't interest me at all. This upside down shit, feeling sick. It's like, this isn't fun at all. I didn't like it.
Oh, I know. No, I never liked. I remember when my husband and I we had a truck and camper, and we would go camping. Well, of course, we had to go up way up in the mountains, Tom, in the middle of nowhere, right? That was the best camping, okay? And I remember one time we were on this road that was barely wide enough for our truck. All I saw were the tops of trees. The road was gravel and dirt, and I got so scared that I got out of the truck and I walked behind while my stupid ass husband drove. I mean, I thought for sure we were gonna go over that edge. Oh my God.
I'll tell you, I had that happen one time going through Beartooth Pass, which is the southeast entrance on your way to Yellowstone. And Beartooth Pass, look it up. I think it's better than any national park there is. And those roads are like that. They're skinny. It looks like you're just going to fall right off the side. And I drank a bunch of coffee. And I thought, man, I pulled over for about a couple hours. And I thought, next time I come down here, I'm not drinking that much coffee. It was like, shit, man, this is scaring the shit out of me. I'm supposed to be having fun. Now, there are other people that get that way, going over big bridges. It doesn't bother me a bit. Their mind starts like thinking that they're going to go over the bridge or get a blowout or whatever. That doesn't bother me. It's weird what bothers some people. I know of more than one pilot that gets nervous when they fly into a place and the buildings are taller than them. Like as you're going into somewhere and big, tall, like New York or something like that.
I could see that.
Yeah, it gives them the creeps. Yeah. Yeah, no guardrails. Scary. Look at those donkey trips, those mules or whatever they use on those Grand Canyon trips. They say there's not any incident those things ever slipping and falling and killing people. But man, you look at it, that's the last thing I want to be on the top of the damn donkey.
Yeah, no kidding.
6 inches wide with no guardrail or anything. Yeah. Yeah, I used to think that stuff too, Impalove. Yeah. Yep. Well, Steph got the bad connection again.
Seems that way.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to hit the old hay, you guys.
All right.
We're getting up early. Got up at 6:30 this morning. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's cramping my style. I'm getting up extra early. I was up at freaking 5 today.
Wow. Do you like hearing the birds and stuff?
No, it's not like that. I just like the peace at that time. There's no, not a lot of telephone calls. There's not a lot of commotion.
Yeah, thanks, Nancy Joe. I'd like to try those Sierra Nevadas. I never spent any time there, but it looks good. There's a lot of books published just on the Sierra Nevadas. The new one just came out in Barnes and Noble. Yeah, it's a fascinating mountain play. I know it claims a lot of airplanes. Well, good night, Mark. Hey, Pub.
Okay, Tom, thanks. Hey,
Hey,
take care, pal.
Dakota. Just Barry. Didn't want to miss anybody. So you party on.
Take care, man.
I'll turn it off for you.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Stephanie.
Bye, everybody. See you, Stephanie, wherever you are.